Cock and balls.
Cock and also balls.
Cock and balls.
Scenes.
Oh, my days.
Oh,
Hello everyone.
hello.
Dore mi fa so.
La la la.
You've never seen the Sound of Music.
I have, but it was years ago.
It's funny, I've also not.
My
I've
mum
not seen
loves it.
fully. Hello everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to another Rip Rowan episode of the Scenes podcast.
This is the Scenes Podcast. I'm Graham. He is
Ewan.
Ewan. That's him.
J. Robert Oppenheimer.
He was here as well.
He
Not in,
was here.
not in the studio, but on the planet.
Well, who was in a few minutes ago at the studio if it wasn't J. Robert Oppenheimer?
It was our fabulous audio assistant manager person.
It was our fan assistant audio manager Rex. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Listen, can you hear it?
Can you hear it?
Can you hear it?
We're upgraded. We are juicing
Oh,
on powerful new high-end equipment.
audio
Uh,
equipment.
Our audio manager and our editor and my emotional support human,
Yes.
my partner,
Yes.
Rebecca, has set us up and we are juicing.
We're juicing. Thanks to a miraculous donation
I was going to say donation. We've
from a
got
third party.
a backer from the ground
unaffiliated.
level, an unaffiliated third level angel investor.
Getting it at the ground level.
It was my dad. We're shouting out Ewan's dad.
Yes.
For all your computer needs, go JIG Software Solutions.
Get on it.
Just shout out to Ewan's dad.
Yes.
He so graciously said, you guys, I will invest in a nice bit of sound equipment for you. He didn't say why, probably because he listened, he's like, they fucking sound shite, man.
They sound shite.
That's like,
I can't have
I
that.
thought we were fine.
I thought we were fine too.
But we're now like really good.
Now we sound very nice.
We're crisp.
Crisp.
Rebecca's gonna not like that.
Yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, we're juiced.
We're here,
We're
yeah.
here, we're high end, we got some fucking electronics on the go, we got some powers, and we're gonna just shoot the shit a little bit.
Yeah.
Today we thought we were talking about,
What are we talking? We're going to mention maybe the Loki 2 trailer.
yeah, we're busting on that.
Possibly. And we'll talk about...
Compare and contrast with
Yes, compare and contrast with the most recent MCU television venture, which turned out to be not a very good or smart idea, let's be honest.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
And it turned out the secret was, why did we bother?
Exactly.
What?
I wish it had just stayed secret, you know?
Secret of I wish it had stayed secret.
Just call it Invasion. don't know.
Public invasion.
Public invasion of my TV screen.
Yeah, you know what? We're coming up. We're on the MCU. We're always back at it. We mentioned Secret Invasion in the Barbenheimer episode actually.
Yes.
A loose sort of discussion about we've got opinions.
Exactly.
And, we're not looking.
It's over now.
It's
It
over
would
now.
have been over a little longer for you guys when you hear this.
That's true. I think it's going to be culturally relevant for a while in all the wrong ways.
Exactly. I think we'll be making memes of this show for many years to come.
Many years. But yeah, it's just a light-hearted little topic, a little jaunt into it.
Yeah.
This isn't some like socio-political thing like Barbenheimer was. This isn't like some grand affair.
Could easily become one.
It depends about what.
Through the paradigm of Secret Invasion, we can speak about the killing of the Skrulls.
The killing of girls.
how
People
insane.
killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying.
Hear them crying.
Oh, but let's start strong.
Let's start very strong, and yes,
We're just off of the day or two ago. It was actually yesterday. It was yesterday.
it was yesterday. I
Our
think.
time, it was yesterday. Obviously not for you guys. Although
BST,
this should be out before Loki anyway, so it's still topics
Oh,
up. It's
yeah.
relevant.
much before Loki. Yes,
Yes, we had the trailer for Loki season 2.
we did.
Did
Yes,
you watch it?
I've seen it. Yes, I liked it.
You liked it.
To be honest, I can't remember a scene that I seen in it, but I liked it. I did like the vibes.
Should we have watched it before we started recording?
Do you know what? Maybe, but we're here now. Yeah, I liked it. Of course, Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston's chemistry shining through. Looks like a great time. Looks like they're having a great time.
Yeah, I'm really happy for those two to be back together. I really like Owen Wilson right now. I'm big on Owen Wilson right now.
Always big on Owen Wilson.
He really does deserve it, to be fair.
Lightning McQueen himself.
I watched it twice, to be fair. I watched it on a phone squatted over my
Yes,
workbench.
the way it was intended.
And then I watched it here at home on my big screen. And I'm just really excited for a good show. I'm really keen on, Loki. We obviously talked about it during our MCU ranking.
Uh-huh.
But although I think my opinion about Loki's still in flux.
What?
Well,
How?
not veering towards good, not veering towards bad, veering towards like, damn, that was really good actually in retrospect.
I think we agreed it was one of the
We
best.
did, we did
right?
agree it was quite good, but I always have these things where I'm like, oh, I don't really know. Like, I think I'm more concretely, oh, do you know what? That was Pog.
Yes, definitely the higher end of the spectrum
I
of the
think,
shows.
you're talking the visual design and the visual sort of language, the strong sort of visual and aesthetic voice.
It was a good use of CGI actually.
Was it good you see that
Strong
it
use of the
was?
volume.
Strong use of the volume, very good like cinematography in that. Such a good score. I'd like literally Natalie Holt jumped to like one of my favourite like composers just for that score alone because she dared to do the impressive thing and use a fucking theremin. And
Oh,
I love a theremin.
it's back.
I love oh, I was here for it. I have like 3 songs for the Loki soundtrack on my playlist. Yeah, so like the trailer was like just a great time. We're not like a breakdown channel here. We're not gonna like zoom in on the details.
Yeah.
But I just am generally quite excited to see it. I'm kind of curious as to what the narrative's gonna be.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be mostly hunting down Kang and trying to get him back in the seat that Sylvie
Yeah.
has taken.
Well, yeah. So like we know that like one part of it is gonna be the TVA and post Loki season 1 where like everything got a reset and now Kang's
Yeah.
like a prominent figure.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some Kang stuff. Jonathan Majors was in this trailer, so Disney clearly are like, maybe they've just like we just have to throw it out now.
We can't reshoot that.
Well, I think a lot of people are at the point now where it's like they probably can't redo Loki. Even if they do need to recast him, they kind of have to, like, they've already got Loki there ready to go,
Yeah.
which I guess is fair. It's not like it's easy to just completely reshoot him and replace him
Yeah.
at this point, especially if he's in it quite a lot. It depends on how much he's in it. But then, there's a lot of things that I'm seeing I'm not 100% sure about. There's like, he has to like smash open the mural and reveal Kang. So I'm like, is Kang still a secret then?
That could just be a different TVA he's in.
Well, yeah, I think they're going
Or
to do a lot of
something like that.
hopping between like timelines. And I mean, obviously.
Man
it's Loki.
slipping, bro.
Yeah, there's the whole time slipping thing because he keeps changing outfits. He changes like outfits for different parts of like the first season.
Right.
And then there's the weird third narrative, which is like, I want to know what's going on. Why is Sylvie at McDonald's? Why are they chasing like ancient comic book characters Zaniac at one point? Did you know that? There's like the movie set. There's
Right.
like they go to like a premiere and there's a actor there and he's Zaniac. He's
Okay.
in a movie called Zaniac. It's kind of
Right.
like almost a parody. Well, he's a movie actor in the comics,
Right.
but he's also like possessed by a parasite called Zaniac or whatever.
Okay.
It's like a comic cut. I think it's like an old Thor villain maybe.
Right.
It's just like, what the hell is he about? I feel like that's like an episode 4 out of 6. We have to do a quick side quest.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm just kind of keen to see that. But I'm really enamored with it.
I know
Like,
nothing about it.
well, I'm enamored with that. I'm enamored about the visuals and like the whole style. Like, I like Tom Hiddleston. He's really smashing it. And like for example, there's that scene where they chase down the actor and he duplicates himself and he uses his shadows to grab him and all that.
Mm.
I'm like, that's just cool and it's fun and it feels fun. Loki has like a great feeling about it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know what it is that quite gets me. That's why I'm saying I feel like I'm warming up to it because I'm starting to realize I just watching the season 2 trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like good, reliable, interesting, fun, aesthetically like sort of like what's going on.
I mean, I'd love to say that and agree with it. That it's reliable, but they haven't been recently. So I will withhold judgment, but I'm cautiously optimistic that I will enjoy this as much as I enjoyed season 1.
Well, yeah, you would hope so. I think it's as long as it's got similar people working on it. I saw some people saying that a lot of directors are having like visions and are allowed to like go with it. Like James Gunn's obviously like Guardians 3 was like insanely good. So like that was James Gunn like working on his own lane, committed to what his vision was and then delivering
Yeah.
on it. But then like maybe like other directors haven't quite been so. And then apparently like there's other ones like all the stuff where Ant-Man 3, apparently Ant-Man 3 was a nightmare in the post-production. They had to like rewrite the script a bunch of times. Doctor Strange 2.
On post, we've
Yeah,
shot the
apparently
movie.
they were constantly like fucking just
We've shot the movie.
writing
We're
and rewriting
rewriting it.
stuff. Or at least I know Doctor Strange had that issue. I'm pretty sure Elizabeth Olsen gave an interview and she's like, oh, Doctor Strange 2, literally we would get like, there was like 20 scripts by the end of it and like we would just get updates like on the day while we were filming.
See, that's just no how it should be happening.
And you're like, where's that coming from? Because how can James Gunn pull his off?
Because he wrote
Unhindered.
it and it was wrote.
That's the thing. Was it just that James Gunn made such a good thing and he just went with it? Or was like for example, was Doctor Strange 2 like Marvel kept having like, a stick their nose in type of thing?
I can respect it more if it sucks, but you've stuck to it. You've committed to it. You're like, do you know what? That's my idea and I'm going to do it. And I think it works.
But Doctor Strange 2,
I know I didn't like it that much.
Oh.
But what if the original idea was maybe very similar and I still didn't like it? I would be like, you know what, fair. You thought that was gonna work. For me, it didn't. But you didn't like try and change it last minute to make it fit for everyone. But that's what it seems like it is. If they had 20 scripts every day.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that confuses me because I obviously like Doctor Strange too, and it still definitively feels like Sam Raimi's movie. You know what I mean? Like, you watch that movie and you're like, this is a fucking Sam Raimi movie. It's got all the hallmarks of like Sam Raimi, like acting and editing and all that, but then that requires a whole talk. I need to rewatch Doctor Strange to figure out like what's going on because
What
I'm
is
like,
going on?
I like that movie, but
In a movie called The Multiverse of Madness, where we spent half the movie in one multiverse.
I think that's unfair.
I'm just jibing that.
And Spider-Man
I'm
and the
just
Spider-Verse. I'm gonna shit talk Spider-Verse.
I'm just jibing him.
I get that. People say that they didn't multiverse enough, but like, I don't know, kind of multiverse in the exact way I thought it would. It used the multiverse to be like, man, let's explore Steven as a character. Let's like put him face to face with like alternate versions of himself and like how those things reflect on him.
Bad Doctor.
And then they used a couple of like creative sequences with like different. I'm not gonna read it because it is just like I think that's just a preference thing. Doctor Strange 2 is such a weird one. I think I've seen people talk about it just unfairly, and I would quash that. But like, your opinions are completely fair and valid about it, so I'm not really. There's nothing to say here. I'm not gonna like.
There's nothing to say.
It's an interesting case. We maybe need to look at multiverses as like a multiverse behavior type episode
Yeah.
because it's such a fascinating topic.
Everyone's got one.
Everyone's got one.
Everyone's got one.
Are you excited for the Universal Monsters: The Dark Universe?
Is that like the next like Godzilla Kong movie? Yeah.
No, that was remember when Tom Cruise's The Mummy came out and they were gonna do.
Do you know what? Bring it back.
The
Yeah. Why not?
MCU of like Universal Monsters.
Give it to Guillermo. It'll be fine.
I think Guillermo could fix it.
Definitely.
I think Guillermo could fix pretty much every movie at this point.
But he's doing animation now, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's just giving up on movies for better.
Yes. Well, he's
Not
giving
for
up on
worse,
like the
just for
live action
better.
ones. He's gonna make animation amazing, no doubt.
Ah, it's true. To be fair, Pinocchio was an absolute slam. Well, yeah, okay. So I mean, we flew off the handle a bit, but you know, that's pretty much it. Like this isn't some great analysis. We're just excited.
Yes.
You know, is anything jumping out to you about it?
Don't know. Just like happy to see them all again.
Yeah, you're also saying about the relationship.
Just intrigued to see where where we are at the end of it, because like it's all cool getting excited for these things to start, but unless they end really well and kind of stick it and leave us in a cool place with like something new to look forward to, I don't think they've really served their purpose. And I think maybe they've been struggling with that in terms of like giving the fans a clearer vision of where we're going. I don't think they necessarily need to, but I think it's been a phase and a half since we had a plan.
Yeah, that's definitely starting to like weigh even on me, and I've been a staunch defender, obviously.
Yeah, because by the time we got to halfway through phase 2, we like could see we're going to get Thanos, but we don't even know if like Kang is going to be the big bad here, or if like what is Secret Wars going to be in the end here, and that's the end of the saga. And we don't know like who's going to be the antagonist of this. But I don't know if they necessarily need to give that away just now. It's just something that I think the fans would be looking to, because I think the MCU needs like a shot in the arm. It needs to get some sort of excitement back in it after like the misses it seems to keep having right now.
Yeah, aye.
And I mean, I'm just gonna be like pessimistic here and say that the Marvels probably won't be the shot in the arm that it needs, right? Now that's me just saying because, listen, I think the jury's out on Brie Larson as as Captain Marvel still. The only thing that gets me excited about the Marvels is the fact that it's got Kamala Khan in it, and Monica Rambeau is actually based, and we like her.
What is that? Wait, when did... Hang on. When
What?
did you become a Monica Rambeau person?
I just like Monica Rambeau, right? She's just fine.
Like,
and she's like
in
cool
general, or
and
just
she's,
in the MCU?
and then she's like cool in WandaVision. She's like based. She's like doing her own wee thing, you know? That's cool.
I just don't understand how you can, like, the jury's out on Brie Larson and then just...
'Cause
like,
I just
you know
don't
what?
think
I'm fucking
she's-
pogged on Monica Rambeau.
I'm just pogged on Monica Rambeau, yeah. I don't know, Brie Larson just, I don't know, something just like, it's just right for me for some reason. But she might still be amazing in it, because I didn't mind her in, like, Endgame. I thought she was really good in Endgame, as Captain Marvel. But I don't think that's going to be what they need. I mean, it could still be a W.
Yeah,
it's not going to be the size of W they need.
The Marvels in my head isn't the tentpole movie that's going to realign the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It might be 5. We need 5 good things in a stretch, because like we kind of get 5 good things in a stretch right now.
We just need a hook, as you say.
Mm.
Even I'm starting to force to admit that, yeah, where is this really going? Because I've been, okay, so I see a lot of people complaining about things not being immediately followed up on, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree, like, okay, cool, Like, one thing was introduced in one show and the next show didn't address it. Like,
Well,
fucking immediate failure.
to that point, I will say I get what you're saying, but it's like all depends on what is coming out. So like, say if Werewolf by Night comes out, but before it we had Iron Man 3, and Iron Man 3 is gonna do shit that Werewolf by Night's got no business being involved in. I would understand people being like, oh duh, that also doesn't tie in.
It depends on the item itself. For example, I see people non-stop bitching about Tiamat for Eternals. Like,
Right.
oh, there's a Celestial in the ocean. Cool. What do you want me to do about that?
Like, I get it.
Is Nick Fury going to go and find Skrulls on Tiamat? No, he's just going to be like, man, there's a fucking Celestial there.
I get it.
And
It
apparently
does-
they're
it
planning
does
to bring it
annoy-
back.
And it does annoy me, and they will fix it because they will actually do
Because they will bring
soon.
it back in a time that it's relevant.
Yes,
But here's the give on that, though.
go.
For the bigger stuff, they're not really giving us enough to tell us what's going on.
I think Tiamat's a big thing, man. We should
No,
have
but
hit that.
I mean, like Tiamat, just there being a Celestial stuck out of the ocean,
Aye.
that's not going to literally cause... I don't think it's going to be like in Kang Dynasty unless it's just a concept. Okay, here's my point. See, when Thanos shows up, you just know what's going on there.
Aye,
You know, right, there's a gauntlet, there's gems, there's Thanos, bang.
we're here.
That's it. And I'm not, obviously, the convenience is that's related to a comic story. Like, you know, Thanos shows up, they're probably going to do the Infinity Gauntlet.
Hold on.
Oh, he's put his hand
They're
up.
all comic stories.
Oh.
We should all know where it's going.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Swing.
Yeah, I think, like, if you see Kang, we're like, oh, we're doing time shit. We know it's
Yeah,
time
but
shit.
then, like, my point is, what time shit?
Exactly. That's the problem, because Kang's, like, hard to nail down, I guess.
I think they could. They just need to tell us what they're doing.
Yeah.
Thanos had that easy answer of like, okay, you see Thanos, you know we're going, and then he
Because
obviously
there's one story with him.
pretty much there's one story that we all really care about. Plus, they still went to the effort of like, oh, by the way, he's got the gauntlet, or
Yep.
he's getting the gems, or he's
Yep.
sniffing that out. With so far, the big stuff that I think we really need to pay attention to that sort of is like, okay, they're starting to like things, is like, Kang's there, and we know Kang's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess the best concept we've got is Kang keeps threatening other Kangs to show up, and that's probably the only thing we can anticipate. Like, okay, like we know there's going to be other Kangs in Loki. Then in Quantumania, it's like, by the way, there's going to be other Kangs. Then in the post-credit scene, we saw the other Kangs, and we just have to assume at one point they're going to come back. But like, in what capacity, when, and what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Like with Thanos, you kind of just like, I guess you assume it's going to be like Kang Dynasty,
Mm.
but like, I don't know, it's different. The idea of just Kang's there and he's gonna do something.
Yeah.
Versus like Thanos is going to collect the Infinity Gems and use the Infinity Gauntlet because that's what
Yeah.
happens in the comics.
My problem here is Kang has to be dealt with like far differently. So
Yes.
like if we beat Kang in Kang Dynasty, but we've not seen Kang before then, I'm gonna feel like that's like I just won't like that. So I think Kang has to show up in something else. A variant of Kang has to show up somewhere else and like
Well,
be fucked with.
Loki season 2.
Yes,
That's our Victor Timely.
but I don't know if that's gonna be like. I think it has to be like a actual like villain Kang.
Mhm.
I don't think Mr. Time is gonna be a villain, or he's gonna be a villain to that extent. He's gonna be like
A lot of people are saying that it might be like the one who makes the TVA.
right.
Here's a theory I had. Do you think they're going to, because we're still too far away from Fantastic Four, do you think they're actually going to retcon him to not be Nathaniel? I kind of thinking, oh man, if Victor Timely is like the one who starts the TVA, is that like maybe this Timely is the original Kang instead of like the whole Nathaniel Richards thing?
I don't know.
Because I feel like
Don't
they're doing a lot of Kang stuff and then they're going to do Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I mean they're quite like intertwined. But
Yeah.
like I don't know because I don't think you could like it's not important to anyone
Yeah,
that that's there. Do you know what I mean? They could change that, and I don't think anyone would be mad upset.
that's fair. I suppose I don't really see it's weird knowing that Kang is Nathaniel Richards, and then I don't think I've ever actually seen Kang and Reed talk. There
Yeah.
probably definitely is. I need to read more comics, obviously, but it's not like as big a deal as you'd think.
Yeah,
I feel like I can't remember like that critical story about Kang and Reed being related.
yeah.
But
But
I do
like,
have I have the Kang, one of the more recent Kang series I need to read. I'm quite
Yeah.
excited to read that, but that seems to deal with Kang as a person.
instead of like his appearances here.
Like again, I don't even know if Reed Richards is in that trade paperback.
Right. See, but like the Fantastic Four would be a perfect place for him to show up because if you're not gonna have if Kang's your main villain, it's a great place for him. But it's after it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the start of the next phase.
I also heard that like I agree what you're saying. I feel like I know the issue is you might risk running out of villains or like getting a bit. There's maybe an issue of like if Kang has all these variants, so he could keep coming up,
Yeah.
but then
We're
sort
cheapening
of-
Kang.
yeah, then it's sort of like we're getting cheaped out of like better explanations of the characters themselves.
Yes.
Like oh man, we'll get Moon Knight season 2. Who's the villain? It's just Ramatut. It's another Kang. Loki season 2. It's Victor Timely. It's another Kang. Oh, Captain America 4. Oh, Harrison Ford's this one. Oh wait, it was Kang.
See,
I'm not
but
saying
I
they're going
think
to do that, but like
I
obviously,
think it could work though, because if they had, say, this is too far gone now, this isn't what's going to happen, but if they had a villain, it can be a villain in every one of the films and shows building up to it, and they didn't kill them all, at the end, they would all come back, form a Council of Kangs, if you will, and like, that would be the Kang Dynasty.
that's a really,
That
really
would be
good
really
idea,
cool.
Graham.
It's not what has happened because we've went past stuff already.
The council's
you know?
already there. I do agree that Kang should pop up a couple more times with it, and maybe
Yeah.
maybe they
The
could.
problem is I don't know where he shows up because he's not going to show up in Brave New World. That's not.
He's not going to show up in Brave New
That's
World.
not going to happen.
I've heard that a Kang variant's going to show up in something,
Right.
but I can't remember what now. There was a lot of like loose rumors. I think like Chuck, like give us like Moon Knight season 2 and Chuck Ramatut in there.
Okay.
He's Egyptian.
Yeah,
Like,
that's one of
Pharaoh
his,
and that.
that is, to my knowledge, at least one of his famous stories. Is that like when the Fantastic Four? Like,
Well,
go
that was
back
before there
there.
was a Kang. There was Ramatut.
Yeah, so they'd see him there, and then like for some reason, like in that issue, they just keep retconning characters to be in Egypt at that time.
They do.
And it's like, what's
I
going on
fucking
there?
love that. That's one of those things I love when comics do. I was gonna say I'd kind of like it if there was occasionally like a little bit of a Kang behind the scenes situation.
Right.
So like rather than drawing all the attention to Kang, like just being like, or you know, like here's like for example, fucking Daredevil Born Again comes out. I know this is gonna sound wildly like
Yeah.
for Kang, so like Daredevil Born Again comes out and Wilson Fisk is running for mayor.
Right.
Who's his fucking shadow funder? Oh, it's fucking that one variant of Kang where he's a businessman called like his name's like King, like Qeng.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that's a Kang variant.
There you go.
Which, funnily enough, in Loki season 1, in the Void, you see a blip to Avengers Tower,
Right.
but it's instead of Avengers on it, it's got King Enterprises on it, which is from the comics. It's like King Industries or something. Which a lot of people are thinking, man, maybe Kang bought Avengers Tower because we still don't know who bought that fucking building.
Oh man, probably read.
At this point, I still think it's the Baxter building. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Where we've sort of hit the nail on the head. What I'm thinking. Other than the concept of Kang's going to come back,
Yeah.
what realistically else is happening in a grander scheme? For example, like I guess the Marvels are going to address the bangles thing
Yeah.
because we found out that like the Mandarin's rings.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, not the Mandarin. Like
The 10 rings.
Wenway's 10 rings
Yeah.
are like a thing, and we're like, okay, by the way, that's a thing. And we're like,
Space
okay.
thing. It's a space thing though.
Then in Miss Marvel, they revealed that the bangles came from a place that was marked with the 10 rings insignia.
Different dimension as well. Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like, are the 10 rings and the bangles like the same? Are they related to Kang? Are they related to anything? We know in the Marvels, the other bangle's going to show up.
Yup. We're gonna get
We're gonna
resolution
get
on at least
something.
part of the story. Shang-Chi 2, wherever it comes out, is possibly going to deal with the other one, the other side of it, the 10 rings.
But then to what end as well?
Yeah, like what are they from? What if
And-
if it touches into a different dimension, which I think is what Miss Marvel was, right? It's a different dimension.
Well, the light, yeah, I mean the bangles at least
Like
that
when she
connect
saw
to the light
the
dimension. Aye.
figures, right?
That's the whole thing. Like the newer dimension, it's the light
Yeah.
dimension.
So like, what's that? It's a fucking Green Lantern shit.
And is that going to be is that going to be relevant to something and in what capacity?
Exactly. We need
Is
to
it a
find that
Kang
out.
thing?
Is it a Kang thing? I would doubt it, but maybe it is. I don't know.
That's like one of those ones where like there's not really any concrete like I don't remember anything in one of the past
And it's
MCU
not even
movies
that it's
that.
like not concrete. It's like I can't see the plan there. I don't
Yeah.
know where that goes.
I don't know what this is. This isn't related to anything in the comics that I know of.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how it's factoring into the greater story.
But it's like when Nick Fury is talking to Tony Stark in the donut house, he's like the Avengers Initiative. I'm like, oh, I know where that goes.
Aye, I know what the Avengers
I can
is.
see where that goes to.
And again, to go back to Thanos, it's Thanos is a concrete direction. It's Thanos' good Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Here's a post-credit scene with one of the Infinity Stones. Even when it's not directly like, oh, they get the fucking ether and it turns out it's a stone they get
Yeah.
to the collector. Cool, that's an Infinity Stone. It's going to come back because of Thanos.
Yeah.
So even when it's not directly like Thanos going like wooby wooby woo,
Yeah.
it's still I know Thanos is going to come back
It's
and deal
like,
with
oh,
it.
I've seen it. I know where that is now. We'll
And
come back to that.
The only other thing I can think of as well is that the other post-credit scenes would usually lead into movies that were more likely to happen sooner.
Yeah.
Like, let's say that the 10 rings thing is something that Shang-Chi 2 will pick up on.
Yeah.
When the fuck are we getting Shang-Chi 2?
7 years after Shang-Chi, like
Like, at that point, we're on a completely different, like, zone. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it's a thing like I would like to see Shang-Chi before Shang-Chi 2, but when am I going to see him? In the Kang Dynasty?
Hopefully he's in Kang Dynasty. Like,
Why am I going to see him then? What's he been doing?
what,
This is the Hulk problem. The thing is,
Oh,
and
aye.
this is that we're bound to run into this eventually. We've got too many characters. We don't have enough stuff to put them in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have like a Hulk issue where we've just like missed years of character development, and he just shows up again.
It's like,
and
oh,
we're
shit,
like-
what have you been up to? And he's like, well, I don't know, a whole other movie.
Aye, he's got a scene taking selfies with kids, and you're like, what? What's going on here?
Like, okay, I guess people like Shang-Chi now.
I guess.
People know who Shang-Chi is.
Do
like,
we know? Do we?
Like, he was kind of, he got in that bus shit in San Francisco, but
Yeah.
I still get your point. It's
Yeah, but that's what's gonna happen eventually,
hmm
and I can see kind of threads of it now with Bob Iger coming in and he's like, we need to shut down like half this production because it's not being very good, or I just don't want us to have this much outlay without like winning some money back in. Do you know?
hmm
So it's gonna happen further and for longer.
I think what's weird is that, like, in my head, in a perfect world, they sort of had the elements to maybe do better.
Yeah.
Because I was never opposed to the expansion of the MCU, depending on how they manage their stories.
Me neither.
Moon Knight's good in my head. I like the idea of Moon Knight just being Moon Knight and doing a Moon Knight show, and
Yeah.
I don't expect Moon Knight to be in Kang Dynasties,
Aye.
for example.
Like, I'm very happy that Daredevil exists and Spider-Man exists, right?
Yeah.
I can understand we need to have Spider-Man in the tentpole movies.
Yeah,
It's
Spider-Man is like
fucking
the
Spider-Man.
most famous character of all time.
Exactly right. So he can go and fuck off do that.
Yeah.
Daredevil, Punisher, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. They
can
don't
just
need to do that
fuck
shit.
About,
They
aye.
can just mess about, and I don't need them to connect
Or
massively
that
to
if
it.
they did, maybe just have the joy of them being there. Like,
Aye.
like
Have it
fucking-
be like a wee tie-in episode, right? King of Black's happening, whatever. Oh my god,
Oh my God,
for this
King of
one
Black, yeah.
episode, Daredevil's fighting these mad
They
symbiotes.
did a battle world, and here's like a fucking like alternate universe Daredevil, and it's
Aye.
Charlie Cox wearing like a fedora.
Exactly, right?
You know, like, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with like it to follow two parallel strands of like. I guess the problem is, how do you distinguish what is and what isn't? I guess.
Yeah.
But like I was like, it's fine for this, and this, but then because there's been so much attempts at weaving, it is getting harder to know what really is going to be relevant and in what capacity.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, is the Shang-Chi to Miss Marvel to the Marvels pipeline something?
Yeah.
I'm seeing a pattern here. How important is the pattern?
Yeah. And it's all hindered because it's the multiverse saga, and with that, you could be in one multiverse in one movie and a completely different multiverse in another movie, and you wouldn't even know, or they wouldn't explain it properly. Or if they'd done something wrong and nobody liked it, they could just say it's a different multiverse.
Oh, they could just cheat it, couldn't they?
So like, there's no like steady. We're on sand. Everyone's just on like shifting sand. Every project could be relevant or not relevant when the next one comes out.
Exactly.
And I don't think that is the first time that like Kevin Feige, I could say that about him, because up until now I could be like, oh man, there seems to be like some sort of through line or plan here. This is feeling, sorry Ewan, more like Star Wars every day.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh,
Oh.
because I don't think Star Wars had a very successful plan. If it had a plan to begin with.
Whoa. Well, I mean, Star Wars never had a plan.
Exactly right, exactly. But
Even the original trilogy didn't have a plan, but that just ended up good. The sequels didn't have a plan, that didn't end up so good.
happy accident, right? But yeah,
Well,
that's
up
the
to
first
episode
time I
eight,
could
it was a
say
happy
that.
accident. Episode 9 was just a miserable, upsettingly sad accident.
Yeah, that wasn't a happy accident.
That was a
at all.
car crash.
Yes, that was a deliberately like constructed car crash.
That was J.J. Abrams veered a bulldozer off the side of the road.
Somehow
7
the
injured,
movie
3
got
dead.
made, right?
Somehow,
The movie got made.
somehow,
Somehow
Palpatine returned.
Palpatine was on.
Oh god, aye. But you're right. Yeah. It's yeah. But I think what's more issues to me though is what's funny is how now the roads are crossing a bit.
Right?
Well, Star Wars has like the Mandoverse situation,
Yes.
but like Star Wars has officially now divorced itself from an ongoing narrative.
Yes, which is like makes sense, but like that's what's got them so far. Do you know what I mean? That's what's got them to this point now.
Well, yes, but Andor was exceptional.
Yes.
And Andor, obviously, it was sort of in the vein of it's going to end up at Rogue One.
Yeah.
But it was a bit like, no, we can just jump back and we can fuck about and do spy shit. I'm sure the Acolyte's going to be great.
Yeah.
And that trailer blew me the fuck away. That's like a lot of people would agree the biggest thing that came out of Star Wars Celebration was actually the Acolyte trailer. I'm so sad people didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be like, yeah, let's just do like a thriller story. And it's going to, I think what's interesting is it's going to contribute to the lore.
Uh-huh.
But it's not like a narrative. It's not a point A to point B. Acolyte isn't going to lead to this, which is going to lead to that, which is going to lead to this. Acolyte is just going to put a brick in the wall of the lore.
Right.
We do have that central, like, episode 1 to 2 to 3, up to episode 9. And then things are just going to decorate alongside it to just build it up even more.
Yeah.
And not to say they couldn't come back along and do another prolonged narrative. Again, the Mandoverse. Like, you've got the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, all leading up to this, like, mythic Dave Filoni movie.
Yeah.
But even then, that's still its own like brick, its own section. And then
Yeah.
on top, I'm going to put Andor. I'm going to put like the Bad Batch. And I'm going to put like the Acolyte and the fucking Lando show, which is apparently going to get made. Did you see that?
Apparently so.
Which is insane. So what? Whereas the MCU so far, the problem is like episode 9 was like episode 9. You could tell that's it. We're done. That was the last episode,
It's
and
an
now
ending. Yes.
the rest of it's like its own thing. even though Marvel, you could say, ended with Endgame and Far From Home,
Uh-huh.
they never really said that's the end, though.
Well, I
We're
don't
just
think.
going to keep going. So you kind of
Yeah.
expect it to keep going. And
I don't know what the point is that we do end. Like, for instance, the DCU, right? Eventually, a crisis event will happen. Now, if you don't know much about DC's universes, a crisis event is basically a reset button.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to...
Flashpoint, Infinite Earth.
Exactly. If you wanted to end your cinematic universe, crisis is probably one of the better ways that you could actually do it.
True, actually.
So,
aye.
for the people that are from phase 1 to 2, Gods and Monsters to whatever it is, right? This is your chunk of 1. Then we've got Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you like that phase, cool, you can do that. Well, now we're going to recast everyone. Crazy. Think about
God.
that, right? We're going to recast everyone. Or we've got
That's about,
two...
that's about 20 years in advance for now.
Exactly, right. We've got like 2 people we like Superman can stay because he's Superman, right? We're going to keep him for the next phase and then we get Crisis, Flashpoint, or whatever. That would be a cool way of doing it. But Marvel doesn't have that because in the comics even, it's still one universe.
Yeah, they don't reset Marvel.
There's still a timeline. Apparently, Peter Parker in the 60s is Peter Parker now. We'll question aging.
Yeah, that's
apparently
a bit mental.
that's the reading. You could do that and it would all make sense to you. But there's no like hard reset. There's like alternate versions, so like Ultimate Spider-Man or like the storylines where it's like Fantastic Four the end, like Stan Lee writes in, it's supposed to be the last Fantasy Four story.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, but it's not canon.
Right.
So there's no way to like really end it. And I don't know if they ever will. Probably when the money stops coming in, they
I
will.
was going to say, they realise that the decline is happening. They're like, fuck, we got to cut this, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you make a brilliant point. Like, how do you end the MCU? Huh? It's like a sort of a two-parter between like, we expect to keep going. We now, every time they keep adding to it, it's like, well, it has to join the flow.
Yeah.
That is a great way to look at it. It's the flow. We're just flowing forward, and now we have to pull in like everything else. And
Yeah.
Marvel struggles to figure out a way to sort of curve, like mold the flow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the more things are coming into the flow that we expect to be there, and then the more you realize the fucking pipes are shaking,
Yeah.
and they're like the fucking
Little bolts are flying off.
the bolts are flying off, and it's like, where are we going with this?
Like, I like the plug-in nature of Star Wars universe, and I think the Clone Wars is the best thing they've ever done, right? I think it improves like everything about the prequels, and then it sends us up for Ahsoka, which leads into Rebels, which from what I've seen is great, and then leads into Mando, which I think is also amazing, and it leads into Ahsoka later this year, right? So I think if the MCU were to plug stuff in the back, it could work. It need to be right though, and then you've got people questioning, where was this person then? Why did they not intervene here? Whatever, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
That could be like a sticking point for most people, but I think they could maybe get some success from that if they run out of road forward. They're like, where do we go here? We could maybe just look back and do a cool story there.
yeah. I think it's about drawing a line between, you know, those characters who are going to matter and who are not going to be quite as big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, how is Moon Knight going to really be that big a deal, or did you just want to tell a cool Moon Knight story, which you both can and did?
Yeah.
And again, that one felt so self-contained and personal that I feel like Moon Knight is the blueprint of like the ideal. Like, well, that was just a cool story about a Marvel character that puts him in the universe. I'm not going to be asking where's Moon Knight in all of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, if there's a big event where they bring in as much, I'm like, oh man, I hope they get Moon Knight in. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, oh fuck, if Moon Knight's not here, it's not going to work. I'm going to be asking, where's Shang-Chi? Because he got a tentpole movie that was a big deal that set up things.
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking, like, where is Sam Wilson Captain America? Which to is going to show up? I don't know. I just, you have to imagine they knew what they were doing at the start. The fact that they were able to go this far in advance and set up these many characters and that, like,
Yeah.
you have to imagine they knew what they were doing. You can't just say we're going to do a Kang Dynasty and then a Secret Wars. We absolutely don't know how that's going to work.
We need to know where we're going here. And surely they do. Otherwise, like, Kevin Feige can't just decide, I'm going to go out on stage at Disney Expo and announce all these movies. People above him that pays wages and, like, budget these movies for them have to know the plan. Like, he's got to pitch something to them.
For God's sake, someone has to know the plan.
No, I understand. Man's got a lot of credit because he gave them like the most successful franchise in Disney history, probably, right?
Pretty much, aye.
So he's got a lot of credit. He probably could have went into the room and just say, "I've got it, guys. Don't worry," and they'd have said, "Okay."
100%. We've got nothing but faith in you.
Exactly.
He
right.
walks out of the room. He's like, "Fuck."
I don't have enough hats. What do I do?
I just said Secret Wars.
I just said Secret Wars. They fucking came in their pants.
They don't even know what Secret War.
Exactly. 2, 3, who knows, right? They could have done that.
Latveria, like.
Yeah. So you're right. They must have some sort of plan. I just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, and it's like, are they still on it? Because things are getting so shifted because of
Exactly.
COVID and the strikes now.
You were
and it's
saying
like,
at the start of it, it wasn't involved. as much because he had so much shit to do.
Mm.
So he could leave Taika Waititi to do his own thing, which wasn't the best idea in the end.
Yeah.
But it's because he had faith in him from the previous stuff they'd done, and he was so busy with all the other stuff. Now, the other stuff, I don't know if we've seen it all yet, or if it's stuff like it was making sure it was all on track going down this road. It could have been that we'll maybe see later on.
Mm-hmm. That's maybe there's like almost an eerie hope to that.
Yeah.
Imagine like a decade from now,
Mm.
and we've seen it all.
Yeah.
We've seen like
We've
Fantastic
finally
Four
finished the
and Secret
multiverse
Wars,
saga.
and then you're like, fuck, he was right.
I would love that, Ewan.
I would
love to be
that.
proved wrong. I would love to go back and see what Phase 4 actually was integral, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've made everything great by like later stuff.
They just got. You know what, Graham? They did it.
They did it. I would love that to happen.
But something that would shake our faith in that
Yes.
would be a little sort of a bump in the road.
A bump in the road.
A little bit of a.
Yeah. It might be like a Nightmare on Elm Street 2 in the opening nightmare sequence where they're all on a bus and then it enters the nightmare and they're suddenly on this massive like spire and there's nothing around them. It's just like a big crevasse. It could be like that.
It could be like that. I was thinking a bit more like in Silent Hill when you go to the other world.
Or it's just cut off.
Like, I feel like I've just walked through a door and now all the walls are bleeding.
Yes.
And that's Secret Invasion.
That's Secret Invasion. Marvel's Secret Invasion.
Marvel's Secret Invasion, which is wrapped up just recently for us.
Yes.
And it's a rare moment when Ewan can sit down, clasp his two hands together and go, that was dog shit.
Yeah, it's at least the second time it's happened.
And you know what? It's post Phase 3, so even I have to take a hit and be like, oh, fuck.
Damn.
The two bad things in the MCU were like after Endgame.
Damn. Shit, man.
So, Secret Invasion.
Yes. I will say, if you've watched this show, you can go and read the Secret Invasion comic
Oh, yeah.
and have nothing spoiled for you.
Please read the Secret Invasion comic. This show is absolutely nothing like it. The
Yes.
Secret Invasion comic is good. The tie-ins are good.
The end of the show could have possibly set up a comic version of it.
Pretty much,
But
yeah.
We're not doing that. It's over.
Well, I mean, everybody and their mother said that one of the scenes in the last 5 minutes of the show was a better setup for the fucking show than everything else that happened in the show.
Honestly, yeah. That is a much better spy thriller show after the ending.
That one secret credits, it was... So just to run a quick synopsis.
Yeah, we'll get you through that all quickly. Okay.
Yeah, so Secret Invasion... I'll lead the synopsis because I remember what happened.
I don't really. I watched it and then forgot it.
Graham, by his own admission, fell asleep during one of the episodes.
I did, and it was honestly one of the better episodes.
And it was one of the better episodes. Oh no! Yeah, I mean, so Secret Invasion, in name only,
Yes.
it's based on the comic event of the same name, where a bunch of Skrulls infiltrate society. Basically, have you read Secret Invasion?
No, but I know the big beats.
Yeah, I know the big
roughly.
beats as well. Pretty much, it's pretty much a bunch of like superheroes and important people get replaced. It's part of like a Skrull invasion Earth, and
Yes.
it all kicks off as people start to find out who's a Skrull. There's a lot of like who is real, who is not.
Yeah.
The events keep happening. There's like, I know at one point like a spaceship full of heroes comes back and they're like, oh, we were trapped by Skrulls the whole time. So all the ones of us that you know are Skrulls, and it's like, but are they? Are you the Skrulls? Paranoia, tension, explodes into combat and fighting.
Fantastic.
It's great. It's really great. The show is basically like, let's just take that and compress it into a little cube. First and foremost, it's a Nick Fury project.
Yes.
It's Nick Fury discovers that there's a terrorist group of Skrulls that are trying to take over the world
Yes.
by disguising themselves as like important people and sort of instigating themselves into positions of power for the purpose of literally like blowing up the world so that they can basically extinct the humans and rule over it and claim the planet for themselves.
Yeah.
It builds on actual alright, decent, interesting Skrull lore.
Yeah.
I like what the Skrulls were doing at that point in the MCU. I like the idea that they actually get turned into like straight chain heroes. I like the
Yeah.
idea in Captain Marvel, oh no, the Skrulls are actually not the problem.
The
it's
good
the
guys.
Because in the comics, I mean, yeah, the Kree are also fucking evil.
Yeah.
And then
Well, I think it's more a matter of perspective in the comics. Like, they're
That's
always at
true,
war,
aye.
and we're like, we're the humans, so we don't really get involved with it.
it's true.
We don't really see
The
both
Kree,
sides
the
of
Kree
it.
are very, I think the Kree are like maybe more good than bad. Because the Kree are like just sort of assholes.
Aye.
and
I mean,
they
the
do
Skrulls
bad
always
things.
seem like jobbers when they come on. to
It's
be fair.
true. Like the Secret Invasion is a great example. The Skrulls are like, we're going to come out a mass invasion and do evil things. And anytime you see like a Skrull leader, they're like, oh, I'm a bastard. And then like in Secret Invasion, they actually recruit the Kree, I believe. Like at one point they're going like, Kree, we got a bunch of fucking Skrulls. Do you want to come in and smash fuck? And
Let's go.
they're like, the accusers are like, let's go. If I know one thing, it's how to bring a hammer down on a Skrull. So like the Kree they're basically assholes, but then the Kree do shit like Half-World, because in the comics I'm pretty sure the Kree are responsible for Rocket Raccoon.
Right.
And like they're all like evil assholes or like something like that. They do experimental shit. The
We've all got
Inhumans
them,
are
you know.
Kree, are they not?
I don't know.
Terrigen's Kree, or is that just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Who fucking knows?
Either way, as you say, there is a perspective thing and there's levels.
Yeah.
In the MCU, it was a bit like the Kree are kind of bastards.
Yeah.
The Skrulls are actually just an innocent immigrant race.
We've been set up that way
You
so
know,
far, yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. And I even thought the premise of Secret Invasion wasn't impossible. They're like, well, we can't sponge the use of the Skrulls as villains.
Yeah.
So we do have a radical terrorist Skrull cell.
Uh-huh.
But it falls apart rapidly.
Almost, well, definitely by the end of the first episode.
Definitely by the end of the first episode. It's best not to talk about. We don't need to analyse Secret Invasion in terms of what actually happens. That's what you know. Nick Fury goes to investigate it. There's trials and tribulations. Talos' daughter's there. Spoilers.
Yep.
Talos dies.
Talos dies.
Mira Hill just
Yep.
dies because
Just dies.
Talos' wife, who's been looking at every property up to this point, she just died off screen. You didn't see it
You
happen.
don't see her.
Nick Fury, like, I guess, wins. He stops the terrorist cell. He sends out Talos' daughter,
Yep.
Gaia.
She's on her own. She's on her own thing now.
She does a big CGI fight with the CGI villain Gravik,
Yep.
which is exactly what I was dreading from the start, and I told you this.
Exactly knew it would happen.
We knew this was going to happen. The Nick Fury saves the president from a bunch of Skrulls. The president's like, hey, we should kill every alien ever.
Ever.
As I said, there was a great scene at the end where like they fucking like there's
They
a
go
big,
about
like
just killing
people-
more leaders.
Yeah, a bunch of like humans start killing like random like important people because like some of them are Skrulls and you
They
see
might
that
be.
some of them are still Skrulls, some of them weren't
aren't.
Skrulls.
Some of them are not
And
Skrulls.
the president's like, we should kill the fucking aliens. And Nick Fury's like, oh, I'm not happy about that. Which doesn't, you know, I think even when we say it on a grand scale, it doesn't sound inherently bad. Even, I mean, I don't know, the CGI fight. Okay.
It might have been good if the execution was better, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
what we need to just say is
simple.
that a Secret Invasion wasn't good.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of reasons.
There is a reason why that last episode is the lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes thing on the planet.
13%. That's insane for an MCU property.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that the last episode was quote unquote that bad. It wasn't my least favorite episode of the series. I think it's
No.
just the problem is that it
As
so
a
dramatically
whole.
failed to deliver
Aye.
and failed to wrap it up.
Exactly.
It didn't. It's not like the previous episodes set up anything cool and interesting, but
Yeah.
like the finale just was doomed to flub.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to flub. We
Aye.
knew it just was not going to do it right,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
just didn't do it right.
Of course.
First issue, right? Let's just get this out of the way.
Go on.
Why the fuck was this about Nick Fury?
I don't know. Like, what's Nick Fury been doing? He's been gone for 5 years. He could just stay gone.
He was on a space station, right?
Yeah.
And we still don't know why he was on that space station.
Why was he on that? When did we see him on the space station? End of Captain Marvel?
No, it was the end of Far From Home.
End of Far From
Remember
Home?
they revealed that Nick Fury made a hell in that movie
Yep.
with Talos
Aye.
and Soren.
He's just sort of up there.
He's on a space station.
Fucking
What's
sun
he doing?
lounging, you know?
He's just having a holiday.
Just kicking about with skulls.
And it's like, alright, what was
What
he
are
doing?
they doing?
6 episodes trip out, and not once does he say what the fuck he was actually doing on the space station.
We still, I bet in the Marvels, we still don't know.
Do you know what? I bet that too,
We
actually.
still actually
I
don't know
feel
what
like they
he
might
done.
not even properly establish what they do with the space station is.
Aye. So he's just up there messing about. He comes back down because he's got a personal reason. I like fathered these Skrulls basically into
Yeah.
this job.
Now, can I be frank? Again, that was a thing about this I actually thought was cool and interesting. The whole
The problem is though, right? Why now?
why now? Why did he come back now?
Yeah, but when did Gravik start grabbing these people?
That's a good point. Yeah, he basically says that he came back now because Gravik was becoming an issue. But like, what exactly was the catalyst?
Aye.
He just sort of knows. That was my first major issue of the show. And
Just gets it.
even in the first episode, I'm like, I'm not happy with this. They just know there's a secret invasion from the
They
start.
just know there's a secret invasion, bro.
Fucking Nick Fury and Olivia Colman and all the people are like, oh yeah, we just know there's Skrulls.
It just is an invasion.
We
It's
just
no
know
secret.
about that. We just know about the Skrulls. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, alright, well, episode
God.
1, the invasion's not a secret anymore.
Aye, it's out. The secret is
Like,
out.
cool. There's no paranoia in this show.
Aye.
There's no, we don't know who we can trust. We don't know who's a Skrull.
There's like a bit of it, but we know.
Well, yeah, we pretty much
It's
know.
not in doubt for us, which it should be.
Exactly. Like, no one, I mean, I'm surprised it was even in doubt for some of the people in the property.
Aye.
One of the the big Skrull reveal, right? So,
Uh,
and this is also a complaint itself. There wasn't like anybody in this.
aye.
Secret Invasion of the comics was like every hero.
Like one person that mattered would have been nice.
There was pretty much every hero in the comics. In this one, they could only afford Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
So he was the only superhero in it. And of course, he was Then the Skrull.
Hold on, I want to sidebar here quickly.
Oh.
How funny would it have been at the end if it was actually Terrence Howard?
It
How
was
funny would that have
Terrence Howard in
been?
the pod. I can't believe that. I can't believe the idea that could have happened. Could you have imagined if it was fucking Terrence Howard?
The scenes, man.
In the pod, the scenes, man. But the problem is, he acts so maniacally out of character.
Yes.
He's so hand-grubbingly evil. And I'm like, that's just not how Don Cheadle War Machine
Aye.
would have acted. Rhodey's better than this.
Exactly.
So there's no tension because I know he's a Skrull. And then they also just show that he's a Skrull. So as you say, we already know, but then the characters in the show don't, but they should, because he's not acting anything like how the characters should
But that
act.
doesn't even matter because the next, literally, the reveal at the end of the episode, and then the next episode, the first scene, Nick Fury's with him. He's like, man, I fucking know, bro.
Yeah, I know you're a Skrull, by the
I
way.
fucking know, bro.
But then it's like, I at least understood that. I think Nick worked it out from hearing him on the radio, but like, you need to
Yeah.
fucking kill Nick Fury.
Aye.
I'm like, that's cool. Why does the president not know when they're in a room and Rhodes is like, president, you should nuke Russia.
Yeah.
We should start World War III.
Do it now.
We should just blow up all the
I've
bombs.
got the button here.
And
Click
Nick
it.
Fury's like, mate, don't do that. And the president's
Aye.
like, I just don't fucking know who to trust you.
Oh my
Who
God,
do
hold on
I
a minute.
trust you?
It
The
must
guy
be-
telling me to commit nuclear genocide.
Yeah.
The guy telling me to at least wait to commit nuclear genocide.
Exactly. Just think for a sec, bro.
And like, I don't get it. I
Like-
don't know who to trust.
Aye, like they're not going to nuke you. You've got the power.
Like,
Like,
you get your finger literally on
yeah,
the button at this point,
You've got the
bro.
choice here. You don't need to nuke anyone.
And that's like so shit. Like, come the fuck on, bro. There was just no paranoia. There was no tension. There was no debate. You were barely. I can't remember any points where I thought, oh, they were a Skrull.
Yeah, none.
It was just like, I've seen a lot of people. What did you think about Gravik?
Like his cause is cool. Like that makes sense. Like I want to make a planet for the Skrulls. We've been used basically. Let's just
Oh yeah,
turn
I'll
it
get back
back.
to that because I do really want to say I liked that the flashback stuff. I like
Yeah.
the idea that like Nick was like, yeah, I've got these Skrulls and we're gonna try and help them find a planet, but you
Yeah.
know what? See why you're here? Can you help me? And then the slow reveal that Nick ended up basically using them as his spy bases.
Yeah,
How did Nick get so good? He had a fucking shape shifting assassin league.
yeah,
Really cool, interesting. The idea that Gravik was like a young person who get locked in that, and he had to like do bad things for a young age, and his relationship with Nick. A lot of people said like they had like a really bad relationship, Gravik and Nick, but not bad as in not friendly, as in bad as in poorly developed and that.
yeah.
I actually disagree. I kind of thought that actual interpersonal conflict was interesting. It's more just that like it was just sort of left there.
Yeah, they don't like mess with much.
They don't mess with it much. There's just a lot of Fury talking about how Gravik's my responsibility to do it, and then I cut to Gravik going like, oh, I fucking hate that Nick Fury. And then in the finale, Gravik and Nick Fury don't even actually technically talk.
Yeah, I really don't think like any of the relationships in this show are very well developed. Apart from his love story.
Would you care about Nick Fury's wife?
I actually don't care about her, right? Nick also doesn't care about her, to
Also,
be fair.
Nick hates his wife.
Nick also doesn't care about
Nick
her.
fucking hates his wife. The only sort of character development and story development that happens in this is Nick Fury being like, do you know what? I don't care that you're green. I still love you.
Yeah, and do you know what? Like, I actually just don't think he even needs. I don't know why she's there. I don't
Yeah,
know why he
here's
needs
the
a love
thing.
story.
The idea that Nick having a wife and them doing something with it isn't inherently a problem.
No,
The
having a
problem is-
super spy with a wife who like just stays home and is like, "Where were you?"
it's
That
just
seems
ni-
cool to me.
It's just nice to know about Nick. Yeah, it's just nice
Aye.
to know he has a whole thing going. The problem is that it's meaningless and it was just
Exactly.
a big deal. And like, how is this relevant to the? Oh, by the way, there's a secret invasion going
Aye.
on over there.
And now, we're back
And
to space
she's
station.
like tangentially related to it. They
she
almost
gonna be
made like
doing?
the whole wife thing such a big deal in the context of like
Yeah.
the invasion itself.
We spent
like,
a lot of time
she
with her.
betrayed her, and now we need to go kill her. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why are we still here?
We've got a whole flashback of them falling in love.
You fucking you were going to launch the nukes episode to go and you're like, get to that fucking house and kill that lady. I just was like, I'm like, they really wanted us to think that this was a big deal, and it's like, bro, aren't we dealing with like a global multinational nuclear war scenario
Yeah.
infiltration, and you're devoting like half of these episodes to like the interpersonal drama of Nick Fury and his wife, maybe not really loving each other as much as they thought they did, but ultimately they did anyway at the end.
Cool. Thanks.
Ben Mendelsohn's dead.
By the way, you killed two cool characters in this show
By the way,
for no reason.
Maria Hill gets shot at the end of the first episode.
She
and
deserved better. Hashtag Kobe Smulders deserve better.
She deserves so much fucking better. This character is just really needed a time to shine.
She's been a stalwart since Iron Man 2 or 1,
Literally.
whenever it was.
Literally. She was like always there and important. And I was like, this is going to be a show where she gets a bit more going on. And they were like, this is going to be a show where she gets a bit more going on. I'm like, cool. And then they fucking pancake in the first episode. And she gets relegated to guest appearances for the next 4 episodes. And all those guest
Joke.
appearances are, we saw the security footage of her getting shot again.
Exactly.
We had to pay Kobe Smulders to use a fucking different angle of that. Then, in episode 4, which is probably one of the worst episodes of TV I've ever seen in my life, they just killed Talos too.
Aye.
I want to talk about episode 4.
Go on.
Episode 4 is basically like
It's like the big middle climax.
the big sort of middle climax. There's Nick and his wife have like a whole debate, and they think they're going to shoot each other, but they don't because they love each other. And then like the president's in a convoy, and the convoy gets attacked by Skrulls, but the Skrulls are all pretending to be Russians because they want to do a false flag operation.
Yep.
And it's like the episode is like 20 minutes long.
It is actually like 20 minutes long, yeah.
Did you? The episodes get shorter. Every episode is shorter than the last episode.
That's because they knew. They must have cut so much shit.
I mean, I would hope, like, I'd hope they cut stuff, but then what were they cutting? By God, we're like, if what
Worse
we
stuff,
got was the rest of the
maybe.
Secret Invasion in the cut.
Possibly.
I hated episode 4
Yeah.
because of the convoy stuff. I mean, the rest of the episode was just like fine. A lot of it was like, what's really the point? Where's this going? But the convoy stuff
We've
was
just got a fight.
we're
Why?
just the president is in a convoy with no air support and an open road in the middle of England, right?
Yeah.
They are approached. They are jump scared
Just landed.
because there's a couple of helicopters that teleport in behind some trees, and they've got no response to that, and they immediately get flattened. And then there's a big fight, and then like Gravik's there, fucking using because Gravik also is
Skrull
like going
power.
to become a super Skrull.
Oh
That's
yeah,
his side
I
plot.
forgot about that. Hold on.
We forgot that he's a big CGI man,
The Skrulls have built a super machine
a
that
machine.
injects some sort of genetic DNA
They
into
can
you.
blast you with fucking
Rays.
DNA.
Aye, is it gamma rays? It's basically gamma rays, right?
I don't know if they ever
It's
describe
some
it.
weird because radiation shit is involved.
They have like DNA, and they just use that DNA into you.
Aye, and you just become powers.
Like, at the start, it just seemed like they were going for a base Super Skrull thing.
Yeah.
But because they've not got the Fantastic Four yet, they were like, oh, okay, Groot can stretch, so he's the Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
You might
they
have
had
thought that's a cool place to introduce them.
oh man, you honestly, like at this point, if we had them, we
knows?
could have just done the Super Skrull.
Oh.
They had like the Extremis is fire, and they
Yeah.
had like Cull Obsidian was like strong, like the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Gravik has like the Groot powers.
Aye.
He's like, I want to become Super Skrulls because that's my answer to like the Avengers and like the Kree and that.
And I'll beat them all.
Well, not just Al, but like his plan was to like give everyone Super Skrulls.
Yes, and then we'll beat the Avengers.
When we'll be so cool and super strong. So he's like fucking throwing people about with his Groot arm. And then like like fucking Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn just drive up in like an SUV
Just are about.
to like a fucking we're just like on the scene to like a domestic situation. Like
A
actual fucking
developing
like
conflict.
general like armed conflict. The president of the United States is assassination attempt by like
Yes.
multiple armed helicopters. Then they sort of fight their way through.
Yep.
Soldiers just reappearing and disappearing at a moment's notice.
Sure.
The bit that really got to me because it was so bad was like, so the president's in, Talos is like, I gotta like smash this fucking
Yeah.
door
I gotta
down.
save this guy.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, right, here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna have like, Talos is gonna be like, look, I'm an alien, but like, maybe we can deal with that. And maybe
Yeah.
Dermot Mulroney, but like, Dermot Mulroney was the
It's
president.
like, oh, based.
You can see like an alien being based. Talos is like weak
Yeah.
for some reason,
Aye.
but he's like fine. He's
I think
punching
you get
it.
shot now or something.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he gets shot. Aye, and they get him out, and it's like again at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess, aye. But then, so they pull the president out.
Talos is full Skrull at this point. By the way.
A guy sees him, is like, that's a fucking alien, and
Yeah.
it's like, don't shoot him, he's my alien. And I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. So we've now got another guy also was like,
Yes, we have an American soldier who has seen a Skrull help the president.
and Nick Fury's like, he's also based, and the guy's like, right, okay,
Don't fuck with him.
I'm not going to shoot because Nick
Yeah.
Fury said he's based and he's just saved the president.
Exactly.
So but what happens is then this other guy walks out and he's like, Talos, I'll help you. And they're marching through a column of soldiers, right?
Middle of a firefight.
Literal middle, soldiers in front of them, soldiers behind them, and they walk up, and then the guy who's carrying Talos turns out to be Gravik.
Oh my god.
And my brain immediately goes, how did Gravik, who was throwing people about with Groot powers a minute ago on the front lines over there, like, surely people would have been looking at
Like,
him?
who's lost that guy?
He's the fucking enhanced. Surely everyone's like, holy fucking
Aye.
shit, there's a guy with Groot powers
Like,
over
oh
there.
shit, red alert, target 1.
How did he walk away from the fight, go all the way around,
Yep.
turn into an American, get out in time with no one seeing that? I mean, they're on an open road. You're not
Aye.
really stealthing. You're on an open fucking road.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, that's an issue. He's like, oogie boogie, stabs Talos.
Yep.
Talos just dies.
Capital D dead.
But all of the soldiers who are stood behind them looking at this just don't care. They just see an American soldier transform into another guy and kill a guy. And like fucking Samuel Jackson's like, oh, that's a problem. And those soldiers are like, oh, I gotta keep shooting. Then all the soldiers disappear at the front and the back for that
So
other
bad.
guy to ride up on a moped.
Yep. And then it's not even a fast exit.
Just just ambles up on a moped.
And then
It's like, you got Gravik, get on.
you gotta go on, bro.
Gravik, Nick
gotta
Fury's
go.
like, okay. Well, he does, at least Nick Fury does shoot Gravik
Yeah.
and sure they can heal because of Extremis. Fair. So Nick Fury at least tries to shoot him. But then, like, he's like, oh, you can't shoot like extremists. And the guy mopeds up. He's like, I'm getting on my moped now. Beep, beep. And then
Bye.
drives away. And then Nick Fury's like, oh. And then other soldiers respawn.
Oh
They just
my
teleport back in.
See, I didn't even realise that.
Bro, you need to see it. It's the most egregious. Like, how the fuck does a moped drive right up into these two lines of soldiers, which were right fucking there?
Oh, I don't know.
And then, like, that's just that. And then you're like, okay, well, now Talos is dead.
Cool.
I loved Talos.
Great, man.
Great fucking character.
Have fun with that.
Ben Mendelsohn, incredible actor. And then you're like, well, what was the point of this now? You already killed Kobe Smulders for no reason.
Yep.
What was the point of this? Is it
Oh,
really going
I
to be
know.
like...
I know. It's because Amelia Clark needed something to do.
Oh,
So what we did was we killed her dad.
we killed her mum off screen.
Yep. And then we kill her dad on screen.
We killed her
Because
dad.
we know you like him. And now she's going to be important in the finale.
Well, because first off as well, here's the thing. You think they're going to do something with the president. You're like, okay, the president's been saved by a Skrull and an American soldier saw it happen.
Surely he's seen that.
Maybe like Talos is going to make that Valentine house. Talos talks about, I want to be the one to like show that Skrull's going to be better.
Yep.
Maybe this is it. And then the president, like you'd think the president would see that
Yeah.
and then be like, oh, okay, like an American soldier saw that. No, he just doesn't know. He just announces like kill all the aliens anyway. Fuck it.
Yes, let's go.
So like, what the fuck? And then as you say, otherwise, so Amelia Clark was in this show. And listen, Amelia Clark is a great actress who does not deserve this shit. She
Yeah.
doesn't deserve Game of Thrones season 7 or 8 or whatever. And she doesn't deserve this.
Yeah, I think she has good, yeah.
What was the point
Of Gaia.
of Gaia?
I don't know.
I'll give it the point of like, oh, they had a daughter in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's maybe good to know that the daughter's still about.
Kicking about doing something.
But like, so she like is with Gravik and she's like, I agree with Gravik, but not really.
Yeah. It's like, I want a home. Gravik's going to get us a
I
home.
think I get a lot of like what they were starting off with Amelia Clark. They were
Yeah.
like, it's a bit like Bo-Katan in Clone Wars,
Right.
where she's like, you know what, I actually do agree with the terrorists about this. I do agree with the radical sect because like, yeah, I think this is actually how we should be and how it
Yeah.
should go.
They're
and,
holding more of our, like, core principles, like our tribal principles.
but why shouldn't we have a planet? Why
Aye,
shouldn't we like cover in terror?
exactly, yeah.
Why shouldn't we live in our own skin?
All we've known is war. What's so different about the right now?
Cool and fascinating. So like, what happened?
What happened? Fucking she talked to her dad a couple times and she was like, oh man, do you know what? You actually, we should be peaceful with him.
But
No,
then
what?
she's
Yeah.
like, I disagree with you,
I know, but like, no
but
fully.
acts as if she does agree with him.
Aye. Because
She's
she's
like,
like, we need to stop Gravik, he's an issue.
Like she's like, I hate you, Dad, and I disagree with you, but I probably should tell you about this terrorist thing Gravik's about to do.
Aye.
Like, did she not know Gravik was going to do a terrorism up to this point?
Like, why do you think you've got all those world leaders in your basement?
You were like working with the bomb maker thing up till a point, and then you just
Yeah.
decided, no, hang on.
Like, you've seen them.
She knew that she knew.
You've seen them build the machine that makes you superpowered, right? You've seen them do that.
And she also, you're right, she knew about all the fucking world leaders and that, didn't there? Those
You,
pods
like,
weren't
aye.
secret. She was in those pods.
You like hacked the PC, you knew.
So like, what really turned her off Gravik, first of all? Was it the Super Skrull thing? Because that doesn't seem like that big a deal. Was it that he was just being a dick to like civilians and that? Because
Or was it,
when that,
I finally killed your dad?
well, yeah, was it Talos just going, Gravik killed your mum? Here's the thing, they never developed that more than just explicitly stating that fact. They just say Gravik killed Soren. When? Why? How?
Just did.
No, Gravik just killed your mum, mate.
Just did.
And she's like, fuck, Gravik killed my mum. Then they can decide to just keep pushing this. And again, I'm still sort of, I still think I get the loose concept of the character, I guess.
Uh-huh.
She has like an emotional moment when Talos dies. Fair enough. Then in the finale, and I said this to you, I said, oh god, like the end of this show is going to be 2 CGI people fighting out. Nick Fury's not going to go there and
Yeah.
shoot
With a gun.
CGI Super
With
Skrull
a
with
9 mil.
gun. He's not going to shoot with a fucking 45 cal. It's going to be a big CGI fight, and it's probably going to be Gaia. She's probably going to get more powers because
Yep.
she obviously dies in like episode 2 or 3, but then it turns out she had extremities, so
Spoilers.
she's fine.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought wasn't even that bad a reveal because it's kind of like, oh well, that makes sense why she was a bit stupid because she knew she would have just been able to like get out of there anyway.
Yeah.
So she also gets the power. Like, first off, so she goes in his neck and has this big debate with him, gives him the fucking powers just straight up.
Yep.
So, like, Gravik's general plan is, I want the harvest, which is, we'll get back to this, a collection of every Avenger ever's and other superpower people's ever's DNA, which is apparently going to give them power. Like, it's got, like, powers in it. And Gravik's like, I want this so I can make the best Super Skrulls. So they just give it to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm just gonna fucking do it now. So he does it. And
Does
then Nick
it?
Fury's like, oh, surprise, I'm Jaya.
I'm Jaya.
I'm Giaya. And I was in the machine when you zooted yourself with powers.
Yeah.
So now I've got powers
Which is
too.
also dumb because if it was Nick Fury, now Nick Fury's got all these powers, why would you not just kick him out the thing?
Imagine Nick Fury just had all these powers,
Bro.
Then they just have a big CGI fight.
Big fight, big punch up.
They just start punching each other.
Big shit punch up.
And like, so the problem is, I think they couldn't decide like who really had the main beef with Gravik.
Also, there's like a thing that bugs me about big final CGI fights, and it's like, I need a cool battleground.
This was a grey nuclear reactor, but they didn't really go off the fact of the nuclear reactor. They didn't like go into the fucking core.
Aye.
And they just fought inside and around the grey buildings.
If you're gonna give me a big CGI background, give me something cool to look at
Literally.
instead of just two things. Ugh.
And the problem is those things were also abhorrent because it was just Gravik and the Amelia Clark just
Yes.
changing fucking parts. Amelia Clark was a little baby.
Do you think it would have looked
Drax
worse
arm and-
if she went Skrull as well?
I think it would look better.
I thought it would have looked better.
Because most of the worst scenes are when it's just Amelia Clark with CGI like
It just looks dumb.
ligament and it's so bizarre. Someone pointed out, why do they just keep changing arms? Like arm of Ebony Maw, arm of like Groot, and it's like, alright,
because
cool, you
that's
fucking-
easy. That's dumb. That's level 1.
That's level
when you
one.
can change all your body, that's level 1 in it.
Also, like what exactly is included in DNA?
Why?
Ebony Maw's
Like, do we
rings
have
are
like?
part of his DNA.
Aye.
I'm
Do we
pretty
get,
sure in
like,
Captain Marvel they make a big deal out of how Captain Marvel's powers aren't exactly like a DNA thing, but it's fine. Getting Captain Marvel's DNA means that you can just go binary. Like,
cool.
okay,
Sick.
I guess. It's
Does that mean
like,
if I drink your blood, bro? Like, you know, just become like powers and shit.
you could get my autism if you drink my blood, I think.
Ah, bruh.
Holy shit.
Let's go.
And then that leads to the last problem, I think, Graham, with the fact that now Jaya has now got all
Is
these
now
powers.
the most powerful individual in the MCU.
She is now literally fucking God.
Yes.
Amelia Clark is stoating about, can just go binary at any point,
Yep.
can go Groot, can just shoot Ebony Maw magic, can go Hulk or something,
Yep.
or Abomination. They were both in there, I think, for some reason.
Who knows?
What the fuck?
Which is dumb. Hold on.
How did the 6th episode spy thriller end up with, by the way, Amelia Clark has now supplanted everyone?
Yes. And you know who her handler is? Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman.
Which we like, but we don't like the thing that's happening.
Yeah, what does that mean? Is Amelia Clark going to be important to the Kang dynasty?
Fucking
She
maybe.
could probably solo Kang because she's got every power ever.
I just like there's no equivalent to Gaia with that set of powers in the comics. Who has every power?
Exactly. This
Who's
is like
got that?
this is literally
This
a
is like
fucking action
this is like
figure.
aye, I'm playing with my toys and you're playing with your toys and we're having a fight and I want to win. You'll not let me win. So guess what? I have now got
Oh, yeah.
every power.
I can also go binary.
Let's go.
And I've also got the Hulk arm and I've got the Abomination arm as well. Like at least the regular
win.
Super Skrull is just four
Aye.
powers. That's a
4
lot,
powers.
but it's just 4.
Yeah.
This is like Gaia gets stuck with a fucking needle that has every Avengers ever DNA, and now she is literally fucking Omega tier.
Yes.
She is an Omega level threat.
Literally.
What even could
Like,
rival her?
Jean Grey can't fuck well.
Jean Grey.
It's over.
What's like the fucking Phoenix Force? Like, what's that gonna do?
That's got to be having a word with itself. Phoenix is like, yo, we need to take our Gaia and destroy her. Like,
Gaia's flying up there and she's fucking backhanding Galactus.
literally.
That's just so weird to me because why would you do that?
I don't know, bro. What do you know what's so stupid as well? This is like not going to be relevant later at
This is
all.
not gonna- Amelia Clark is not coming back.
She might, but like she'll be depowered or some stupid thing like that.
God, they might
Like,
just.
someone will
realise-
just like, oh, needle.
I went back in the machine and just went in reverse.
Yeah, I reharvested you.
I reharvested.
Let's go.
The harvest was kind of dumb. So like,
I mean, like, why would Nick want other things, all the DNA? Why would they need that?
I mean, I will say Nick Fury just wanting all that shit just seems like Nick Fury.
Like, I need a
But
backup
like
plan
bad
somewhere.
Nick Fury, like Captain America and the Winter Soldier Nick Fury. Right, first of all, yeah, the harvest thing, yeah, why would Nick Fury have that?
Mhm.
What even is the harvest? Because I thought it was like from the Battle of Earth during Endgame. They
Yeah.
sort of implied it was the Battle of Earth, but then it's got like Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp
Aye.
and
So
like
when did we get that?
Abomination.
Aye.
So like, did he just mean every time there's been a battle?
We've just grabbed shit.
Also,
and like,
Ghost
how
was
did we grab Ghost shit?
Ghost
it
was
was
another one.
It was when we were put in Infinity War.
When did Ghost bleed? When did Ghost get in a fight that anyone was near? Ghost powers aren't related to her DNA.
Yeah.
Like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Why
I mean-
did they keep using ghost powers? That was like, there was like three main powers in the CGI battle.
Aye.
And it was a strong person, so like the fucking Hulk and the Abomination, Ghost, Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Yeah.
and Captain Marvel. At one point, Gravik uses like Ebony Maw.
I mean, the Hulk one annoys me on like a deep personal level because like if we're using, I don't like that Hulk to be that way. The Hulk should be the Hulk because it's like Bruce Banner's like destroyed psyche. It shouldn't be because he just get gamma ray.
He can punch really hard.
Aye, like that's dumb. I want it to be like, oh, it's because his like fucking mental state's destroyed. That's why he's the Hulk. No, he's just greedy punches people.
Just greedy punches people. Do you know
That's
what,
dumb Hulk.
do you
I
know
don't
what
like that.
No guy I can do that.
No guy, I can do that. Let's go.
What? Nick Fury was the start of this, and I'm back to it. What the fuck was the point? Nick Fury is just a man with a gun.
Aye.
He's a spy guy. They make a big deal about how he's just not as good as he used to be.
Yeah. So,
And then-
you're old, you're past it.
And then you're like, okay, maybe they're gonna like, are they gonna resolve Nick Fury to be like, do something like that? They just like don't. They basically just say like, nope, Nick Fury is old and he's losing it. And then at one point, he just gets it back.
Bro, he just gets it back.
Do you know what? He has a big cool superhero suit. So he
Yep,
puts
he
on a
suits
fucking
up, man.
eye patch and a beanie. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm thinking I'm back.
And I'm like, Nick, absolutely nothing has changed about your tangential
Yeah.
situation.
And do
You're
you know what?
still old and miserable.
Do you know what's
stupid.
amazing? Seeing the next episode, we're going to actually send you in, but it's not you.
Yeah.
So you don't even actually get to reclaim your
You
your
pick up
back.
the violet and you have your big hero moment,
Yeah.
and you don't actually get resolution with Gravik.
You don't actually do it.
I was gonna say that, like, I feel like they couldn't decide who would actually have a deal with Gravik,
Yeah.
because Nick, and they talk a lot about Nick and Gravik's thing,
Mhm.
and they keep building up, and then eventually he just sends Guy to kill him, and he doesn't have any resolution, and that's just the end of that narrative arc.
That's it done.
Nick Fury doesn't really change or grow. I think we should talk about the fact that Nick Fury's the closest you could say to a character arc is Nick coming back, realising he's a bit old and out of the loop, has a bit of anxiety post-blip. He gets sort of called out for staying on the space station,
Yep.
like abandoning the Skrulls and that, abandoning Earth. And again, what does he do at the end of this season?
Do you know what he does, right? He just fucks off
He
back to the
just
space
fucks off
station,
back to
doesn't he?
the space station.
Just fucks off. He's like, oh, I've come back down, right? I've left the world in the worst state because now all the world leaders are going to die, possibly. And like the world's on.
Created
The world is now more tense than it was.
a global
Yeah.
fucking issue.
I have created global issues. I think it's time for me to fuck off back to
Should we
space
go back
now.
to space station? But you know what?
Aye.
Got my wife with me now.
Go away from me now. And do you know what? She's green now, so.
And do you know what? I'm fine. Do you know what? I've overcome my racism.
Yep, that's it.
I've
Come on.
overcome my space racism.
Oh my god.
Well done, Nick. It only took a fucking global near apocalypse and complete socio-economic breakdown and a fucking free world order. Like,
Exactly. No Captain America's going to have to fucking fix it for
nah,
you.
now fucking Sam Wilson is just a guy with a fucking wingsuit. Like, I just need to fucking deal with this.
I need to fix that shit, man.
Fucking
my
him
God.
and Red Hulk.
Let's go.
Oh, and then
my God.
what was the other thing? I was going to say something else. Olivia Colman was great.
She was good. I enjoyed her performance.
She was a fantastic.
She was simply having a great time.
And everything she was in, she was great. She was evil, but like in a fun way.
Yeah.
Everyone else scenes were brilliant. I can't even begin to fault that. I need to give the credit for that. I thought a lot of the performances were good. Actually, the Kingsley Ben-Adir, who was Gravik, got a lot of really great scenes. There was the scene in the art gallery, and then the scene when he thinks he's talking to Nick. That's one of the things that hurts. The actual scene between him and Gaia as Nick and the reactor was really good. They were acting the shit out of that, and they were like, "Here's my fucking issues."
That was an awful bit.
like-
Awful editing. Because Gravik was actually
Sorry.
acting his heart out, and it just kept cutting to the back of his head.
I did.
And I was like, why are you doing that?
Or it kept cutting like Nick being like, "Bleh, bleh,"
Aye.
and I'm like, that was also stupid because like, even if they were trying to do the whole Gaia thing,
Yeah.
you tell me Nick Fury, if it was the real one, would have just walked into a nuclear reactor
And
zone,
just simply died of
popping
radiation poison
radix,
later.
just put on a radiation suit, like just do anything.
Like, you're a super spy, Nick, but come on.
I'm like, the fact that was Gaia, I'm like, if I was Gravik, I'd be like, you're obviously not Nick Fury. Why are you just walking in here popping
Yeah.
iodine? Like,
What do you do? Do you, like, inject the super soldier serum? Like, how can you stand here?
what in the flying fuck? Oh god, I really can't remember. There was something again. It was just really stupid about the next situation, and I just can't remember it now. I'm just trying to like parse my way through like the whole thing of like, he does just leave the world in a worse state than he found
It
it.
does. It's just like, of cool, everyone hates each other now. There maybe is actually going to be a nuclear war now because nobody can trust anyone.
He like saves the president to no end.
Yup. And it's not even going to be the president now because Harrison Ford's the president, right?
Apparently,
So,
was
like,
just the president and Captain America
What's
4.
going to happen there?
There was also the whole like the scene. I remember me and Rebecca were watching this scene where he's like it's him and Rhodey and Olivia Colman and like the president. And like we're gonna save the president and convince him to stop the strike and get one for Skrull Rhodey. And it's like, just shoot him.
Do it.
Just shoot Rhodey.
Just shoot him.
Just shoot him.
Just shoot him.
And everyone's like, oh, Mr. President. I'm like, just use the gun to shoot him.
Yeah.
This was also like the scene there was a scene like episode 3 or 4 where
Yep.
he's with
Nick Fury's got a gun on him again,
and he knows that he's a Skrull.
and he knows 100% he's a Skrull.
He's obviously got security with him, but if you just shoot him and he turns green, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh fuck, never mind, he's
That's
a
a
little green
Skrull.
man."
Yeah,
Which is even more ridiculous because in the same episode, Olivia Colman does exactly that.
literally that. And do you know what? Everyone's like,
Everyone's
oh
like, "Oh my
shit,
fucking god, it's a little green man."
It's a little fucking
Olivia
green
Colman,
man.
you were right.
thank you. Promotion.
And
There you
I
go.
thought, okay, I guess is Rhodey's entire like security detail Skrulls? No, they
No.
reveal in the final episode they were also just normal humans who
Yep.
just were believing that Colonel Rhodes had become an evil mustache twirling supervillain.
Of course.
And I'm like, if Nick had just shot him when he became a little green man, everyone would have been like, "Oh my fucking god, it's a little green man." Demon Mulroney would have been like, "Oh my fucking god, it's a little green man."
Yes.
Like, you would have avoided the whole Rhodey nearly fucking killed the president situation.
Exactly.
Olivia
Never
Colman
get close
had
to
a
it.
gun on him. Olivia Colman, you've already killed a Skrull for less.
Shoot him.
Fucking just shoot him.
Oh, my
What
God.
even was the function?
I don't know, bro.
What was the function?
Bro, I don't know. Do you know what? I just think AI did make this show, right?
Oh, and the fucking AI generated intro. Oh my god! So I thought the theme was really great. I like the music, but then the intro just is bad. When you hear it's done by AI, you're like, that sucks. People are like, oh, well, technically there was artists and they fed it into jet. See, compare the credits on the art, like the intro credits on this, the intro credits on like Jessica Jones, right? There's like 8 people on this, and then Jessica Jones is like a page of like 30 people.
Aye.
And it doesn't matter if you told me there were people working on this, feeding stuff in the AI, it still looks like dog shit.
Mm.
I kind of like the concept of some of the imagery, the theme of like the whole green smoke and like you don't know who to trust. But some of it was just weird and shitty and vague. There was like one shot I remember of like a person at a cityscape, and I'm like, you just put person at city into like fucking chat GBT.
And it came out with this.
That's like nothing relevant. There's only a couple of shots of this that are cool, and then some of them just look gross. I fucking hate the weird pulsating AI like shit. Like, oh, here's a weird pulsating gross AI Nick Fury. Here's like a fucking pulsating gross AI eye. Here's like, it just looked ugly. And they were like, oh, we're attempting to like, fucking like show the who can you trust type thing. You could just done that with artists. You just fucking hired people.
I mean, definitely, aye.
Hired fucking someone.
Paid them some wages, you know.
Sorry.
My God.
Do you know there's a cover of Meet the Skrulls?
Right.
Which I don't know if it was a tie-in to Secret Invasion or it was like a post-Secret Invasion, and it's like a family picture,
Right.
and there's a sort of a grey streak right through the middle,
Right.
and it reveals that the humans are Skrulls.
Right.
Like, they hold the same happy family pose, but it's just
Aye.
they've got Skrull faces and green hands and that. Fucking, that's brilliant artwork. A human did that with fucking human hands.
Aye.
Or like a human computer, but they didn't AI generate it. They like had an idea and they drew the idea and they created it.
Yeah.
Just do shit like that or something. Don't just give me fucking pulsating masses that allegedly resemble people. Where was Kevin Feige?
Who fucking knows? On a holiday? He was in space? I don't
He
know.
was in space. Kevin Feige is on the fucking space station.
He's zooted, man.
Because then you got the thing with the director. What was the director saying?
Director said something to the effect of, like, we shouldn't work under expectation of, like, making the fans happy.
Like-
and I disagree with this in some sense, because if you're hired to make TV shows, what is the goal of a TV show? To be entertaining and to be financially successful. So what is this? Not that.
A lot of people are saying, like, man, we sorry we didn't work to your expectations. Like, well, we expected a good show.
Yes, that's what we
So-
expect baseline from every entertainment property on the planet. Is
Too
it to
high.
be good?
We're dreaming too big.
Dreaming too big. And you know what? See if you have to make a good show from scratch. There's not even a previous fan base like set up for it. How hard is that? Oh my
Exactly.
God! You have years of comics and hundreds of millions of fans who pay stupid money to see every single product released from you. Oh my God! Maybe you could listen and maybe guess what they want.
And like 100%, like literally that whole thing of like we went doing it, like the expectations were too high. And I'm like, I didn't even like you. There's maybe even a world where you could have maybe done what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion maybe it didn't need to be the comic Secret Invasion. Maybe it was
Aye.
just the core concept.
But you'd like already set it up. You'd already told us it's not that.
It's like,
Don't
cool,
expect
okay,
that.
we're
You told
ready.
us.
I guess we're going to see a spy thriller. We're going to see some interest. We're going to see, and it just wasn't. It was just shit, and you just didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how this
Dumb.
sort of
It's a
stuff.
dumb comment from
got-
someone who, from the work I've seen, isn't good.
Watching this, I don't trust this guy now. The guy's got the audacity, but well, I don't care about the mixed reviews. People are just picky, and I don't care about the fan expectations. I'm like, well, I just don't want you ever working on a Marvel property ever again.
Yeah.
Go do what you want, like make your own stuff. Just get away from Marvel. If you're not making this for the fans,
Yeah.
who the fuck are you making it for?
You're not playing well in the system right now. You need to leave.
I'm just. Did we miss anything else?
I don't know.
Nick Fury's an idiot who has no character development.
I think it just like retracts character development. Like, I
Kinda
don't
just
like him
makes
now.
him worse, yeah.
Aye, like I
It
mean,
kind of does just make him worse. He just comes in. It's like, I fucked off to a space station.
mhm,
I remembered.
go on.
How have they not found a planet for the Skrulls yet?
Well, the problem is, I guess, like we've only seen Earth. Has anyone sent an expedition out?
Well, that's
Like
that
the
not what-
only person we know that is both on Earth, like connected to it, and like does space shit is Captain Marvel. She's the only person who like we know has gone between everything.
She seems to be one who's out there doing it, but like, what?
Aye.
Is she going to every planet in the universe and fucking assessing it?
I don't think every planet, but at the end of Endgame, she's like, I've got shit in space I need to do with.
Yeah, go back to
can't-
fucking space.
I can't help you
I'm
here.
gonna go back to fucking space, bro.
So-
There's space shit.
She's doing shit, but like, I don't know.
What shit? And is that shit helping the Skrulls though?
We don't have anyone else set up in space.
Like, there's a lot. Like, is that what the space station's all about? Is he using fucking the sciences to like scan
See,
for planets?
Maybe. But you think like that would be a perfect place for, I don't know, the Skrulls maybe? To like, oh, do you know what? We're going to set up this thing called Saber, right? And you're going to work on it with me, and we're going to find a planet for you.
He's like, no, you just have to stay on Earth and live in slums and be spies and get oppressed.
Thanks.
Someone's headcanon or like was like, oh, I think the Skrulls need an inhabited place to live because that way they can like blend in and get worked in, but also
Yeah.
not get discovered by the Kree.
Like, as a cool move.
I guess if that was the reason, no one ever said it.
Aye.
It just sounds to me like Nick Fury's an idiot.
It just sounds like you've plugged that in to justify your shit thing.
Pretty much. And it's like, for example, if the Skrulls just need a planet,
Aye.
this gets brought up a lot, and sometimes it kind of feels like the whole why don't the Eagles take the Ring of Mordor? Because it's
Aye.
an easy answer. But other times it's like why is there not like a reason why this isn't the case?
Mm.
They literally went to Thanos' secret garden planet, which is lush and verdant and lovely.
Yeah. Like, I get it. You can't put me on, like, Mars.
Yeah,
Like,
don't just chuck
maybe
on
the
the moon.
atmosphere would fuck me up. Well, like, the Avengers, Captain America, human being,
Human beings
was breathing on the planet without
went
a
to the
suit.
garden, and it was great, and it was lovely, and they were
Yeah.
making soup there, right? Even worse now is it's now pointed out in the ending. So they didn't answer this question, and a lot of people are angry about it, and I'm kind of debating about it because they've also not told us. So they revealed that Rhodey was a Skrull, and they've revealed that Rhodey has been a Skrull for at least a period.
Yes. It's actually not. It's after Civil War.
It's
Apparently.
after-
Apparently.
It has to
because-
be after Civil War because his legs
Yes.
don't work.
Exactly, right. No, but he's Rhodey after Endgame because it's after the braces come off, apparently.
He's in a hospital gown though, so it's
Exactly. So when was he in a hospital before that?
like,
Or
the
after
only
that.
time we see him in a hospital gown is in Civil War.
Exactly. So I was thinking it's got to be Civil War. Oh my god, he's not even seen his best mate die.
Yeah, he's not his best
Right.
guy. He also then goes with the Avengers to the secret luscious garden planet.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not gonna tell my boss. I think that. Do you know what? I think we should just start on a club with Russia. That'd be better.
I think we should just take over shit ass dick Earth instead
Yeah.
of coming to here, which is the nicest fucking place
Aye.
in the galaxy.
And you know what? See, if they had done that, Nick would be none the wiser. He would just come back and go, "Where the fuck did all the Skrulls go?"
Or they could
Oh
go,
well.
they could go out and be like, oh man, Nick, they don't
Yeah.
need to tell him about Rhodey. They can be like, oh man, Nick, we've actually like we saw the whole the
Yeah.
place with Thanos. We saw the Avengers. We watched the Avengers body cam,
Damn, yeah.
and they went to this fucking lush place, and we were just gonna go there.
We're just gonna
And
hop
it's
there.
like shit, cool, nice work,
Cool, man. See you later. Have a good
work,
time.
guys. I mean, the only thing is, I guess Nick wasn't physically there at this point.
Yeah.
Although then that becomes my answer of how long has the graphic thing been happening? Because if they
Was
got
it
rid of
Infinity War? Was it?
if it was around Civil War, that was before Nick was gone.
Yeah.
And at least the only thing I sort of had a concept of was I thought the whole Nick disappearing was like we finally proved that like he's useless and he's never helping us and now he's literally fucking gone, so now we need to do something. But if they've got why would they have Rhodey that long?
I don't know. See, that's why
No,
it makes
was
me
it
think that it
Endgame?
wasn't after. It was after it. But I don't know when it is after it. Honestly, it won't matter. Like, you just know it won't matter.
Aye. It's just irrelevant.
You know it won't matter. And if it does matter, it might actually make it better somehow.
Martin Freeman.
But we know when he got right.
Martin Freeman's when he wakes up is wearing like the same outfit as like one of the last scenes of Black Panther 2.
With Val, yeah.
He's just been gone for as much time as he's not physically been on the screen. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
which is
We
fine.
don't need to assume anything happened to him because
Aye.
the last time we see him was when he got kidnapped.
Yeah. He's okay. We got it.
We definitely know for a fact that Don Cheadle like was a Skrull in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, where he was like Skrull Rhodey's really wanted that fucking shield. For what end?
Who knows, man? Just for his trophy room.
Please trophy room.
I don't know, bro.
And you said it there as well. It just doesn't feel like it's gonna matter.
It won't. It can't. The only place it will matter is the Marvels, apparently. And if that's the worst thing about the movie, is that it's connected to Secret Invasion, that'll be a fucking great movie.
Retroactively. Well, do you know what I saw in the leaks subreddit? Apparently, you're going to be surprised by how little Secret Invasion is related to the
Oh my
Marvels.
god, shock. Do you know what it'll be? His wife walks by the camera one time.
I don't even think she's going to be in it.
Holy shit.
I think it's just going to be a matter of like, oh
wait,
man.
wait, hold on. Are you telling me the 6-episode series where we get introduced to Nick Fury's wife and actually developed her character a bit will never show up ever again in the MCU?
No, again, I don't think Nick Fury's wife is ever going to show up ever again. I don't
Wow,
think Gaia's
man.
going to show up ever again at this point.
Incredible. Why do we waste time with these people?
Who are these fucking characters? I don't care.
My god.
I think they're going to reference the whole, like, because right at the end of this show, when it's like, I'm going to fuck off back to space.
Yep.
By the way, I've pulled a Kree Skrull peace talk out of my ass.
Let's go.
But also, it doesn't even sound like it's a thing that he did. It's just like, oh, by the way, the Kree's called, they want to do peace.
Bro, how have they get the number? Who are they phoning? Who's on the blower with the Kree? Who is on the blower with the Kree?
Who the fuck is picking up the phone? Who's back on
Oh my
Saber
God.
manning the fucking calls?
Fucking hello, Saber here. Oh shit, it's the Kree. You want to talk peace?
The Kree.
Capital K Kree.
The fucking Onion's on the phone.
Oh my god.
Bro, if the Supreme Intelligence is the end of the Marvels as like our full Onion head, I'm not going to be happy about it.
My god, man.
That fucking... the Kree plural phoned the space station.
Picked up
and
the
they're like,
fucking cosmic phone book.
Nick, bro, I just got off the phone with the Kree.
They say they want to talk peace, bro.
And you know that shit's going to be like a fucking... like a trap.
Because we're fighting them.
Because the Kree are just the baddies in that movie, unless that's a Splinter Cell.
Oh, for fuck's
Like,
sake.
maybe it's going to be like Darben's the name of the Kree lassie, and
Okay.
and maybe Darben's going to be like, no, fucking, I don't accept peace, I'm a warrior.
Aye.
And maybe she's going to like go and get her own thing and interrupt the peace talks.
And all the Kree are like, oh no, we don't want that.
Yeah,
no,
like
no.
the Onion's there, they wheel the Onion out, or there's like a holographic projection Onion.
Aye.
The Onion's like, I'm sick of this. And Darben's like, no, I got a big hammer, and fucking hits people with a hammer.
Lol.
I'll be fine with that. But I think that's going to be it. I think it's going to be like Nick Fury's saying, he's like, oh, by the way, like, I got off the buzzer with a Kree. I've got HR on the line.
Aye.
Like, the Kree HR's on the line. And we've decided to
We're sick of
settle this.
fighting. Aye.
We're going to have a formal disciplinary about this, and we're just going
Oh.
to put it behind us.
Aye. Come on.
That's going to be it. I don't think Secret Invasion is going to matter to anyone. I wouldn't.
I'm
I
happy with that.
I have to pray to God that every government official in the world is being
Aye.
shot up by
Yeah.
random people
Yes.
is going to be relevant in like Captain America 4. Maybe that's why Harrison Ford's like the president. Maybe they're like, oh, by the way, Del Mulroney had a fucking wild kill all the aliens thing, and the people were like, that's fucking stupid,
Yeah.
and voted him out. Or maybe he gets shot because they think he's a Skrull.
Is there like an alien that we like
Thor.
that's see Thor?
Wow.
Yeah, like we're counting Thor as an alien.
All the Asgardians are aliens. They just live in Norway,
Yeah, so
but
like
they don't look like green people.
yeah, is that like what we're gonna do here? Is that how we're gonna fix
Fucking
it? We're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna kill them now, and
Raising
then,
New Asgard.
then
Like,
we're like, hold damn it, like fucking calm down, bro. Like, whoa, hold on, we can't just kill Thor. Like, chill.
what about Groot?
What about Groot? Man, we seen him, didn't we? Like, he helped us.
I thought
man,
I
come
thought we
on.
liked Groot.
I
Like,
thought we liked him, bro. So like, maybe that's how they kick him out.
pretty much. Then it's like, did it really matter? If
No.
Captain America 4 as the next like sort of
That's the next big.
politically minded,
thing.
Earth-based, like we're dealing with situations on
we've
Earth.
got
Type.
shit's going on here.
If that doesn't reference that, it's going to be a fucking colossal failure of that movie.
Yeah.
Which I don't want that to happen. I don't want Captain America 4 to bleed because Secret Invasion stabbed it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I think the MCU is bleeding right now.
I think they're
We
fucking...
need a tourniquet. No, we need to cut the
bleeding-
limb off.
we do need to fucking cauterize Secret Invasion.
Oh,
Oh my days. Yeah, I mean, that's really it in my head. I'm like, they have to like just deal with that. And then how do they just deal with that? Just stop doing
know.
that. They're literally going to be like, oh man, tensions have calmed down because we kicked out Dermot Mulroney.
aye, he was gone. We didn't like his policies.
I'm like, cool. So like the Kree thing will be dealt with in fucking Captain Marvel, and then the political stuff will be dealt with in Captain Marvel.
Aye.
Secret Invasion was literally pointless.
Literally pointless. Aye, so we get rid of the guy that hates aliens to get in the guy that just hates life
Superheroes.
and everyone.
I was
Aye.
going to say, it's
Get that
Thaddeus.
guy
Like, someone said the idea that Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is going to be the fucking moderate. Like, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is like
Oh.
the Donald Trump. Like,
Aye.
he's going to show up, he's like, I we should fucking kill all the superheroes.
Like, sick of their shit.
Do you know what I've been doing in Area 51? I've been fucking putting serums in me. And
Been
everyone's like, well,
been injected,
at
bro.
least he's not fucking saying genocide the aliens. Like,
Let's go, bro.
the fucking Prime Minister of Britain is shot in this fucking show.
Shot in the face.
And a montage at the end. How does a person run up to the Prime Minister with a gun in front of 10 Downing Street?
Excuse me, where's Captain Britain?
Where's Captain Britain? Is there no just a snipe? Surely Downing Street's got snipers.
What is happening there?
They had fucking snipers in Edinburgh when they thought King Charles was maybe going to be there. And they were like, fucking... Did they not have snipers up when the fucking Lizzie's coffin was there?
Probably.
They were ready to shoot people over a coffin. You're telling me the Prime Minister walks out in a broad daylight and there's no one guy there watching so that Johnny fucking Sixpack, who's somehow got a gun in fucking UK, in London, at the fucking Downing Street, can just run up and fucking bang, 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 bang the Prime Minister?
Yes, there's no sniper. Okay, believe it.
How does that fucking work?
I don't know, man.
Who even was that? That was the fucking Prime Minister.
They were on some Zaza, Prime
Prime
Zaza,
Minister?
all of it. Everyone on the right
Bro,
stuff,
the fucking writing staff were jaked.
they were flying, bro.
It's that thing of like how they literally said, oh, do you know what? We won't do this in She-Hulk. It'd be really shitty if we had a really terrible
Big fight
mean
in it.
nothing ending that
Ooh.
does nothing for the characters and a bunch of CGI people bunch people for like super powered blood.
Cool, innit?
And it's just exactly what
It's
they did.
just exactly that. Fuck's sake, She-Hulk, you ruined it for everyone.
Oh, aye. She-Hulk was a shiny example. Maybe if you had your issues in the middle, but She-Hulk was still good.
I didn't like the ending though.
I liked the ending because it was like,
I would have liked to have seen the fight be shit after telling me it was going to be shit, so then we could get the good bit at the end.
well, no, then you get Secret Invasion.
Oh,
You watch Secret Invasion, like, do you know what? Fuck, Jen was right.
Jem was right.
We should have listened to it.
Jem was right all along.
That's what Secret Invasion was. Secret Invasion was a 6-episode psyop to make you realise that She-Hulk was actually better than you remember.
Maybe I'll go back and watch it then.
Like, sorry, Daredevil was in it, and then Daredevil was going to be in like Echo, and then Daredevil was going to be in Daredevil Born Again,
Which might be good.
which
Possible.
might be good.
Who knows? Yeah.
We'll get Deadpool 3, Hugh Jackman's in that one.
Deadpool 3 is a movie that will come out when
I-
strikes are finally finished, possibly one day. Who knows?
I heard, we're rumbling, as of right now, I heard that apparently they were opening up committees to basically addressing how to approach like SAG-AFTRA and that, so that discussions could physically be on the cards.
Oh my. Possible
But then
resolutions.
also Disney are trying to like hire like AI people for like $100,000. Like they're trying to pay them for even less than they're paying the fucking underpaid writers.
Damn.
The problem is like well, the end of entertainment is when
I think it's a symptom of like the supercorps. So like Disney having a stranglehold on so many franchises hurts the production of entertainment as a whole, because smaller companies couldn't work now during the strike because so much of entertainment is like centralized. A24 can continue to work because everyone's agreed to their terms, but Disney has like half the stuff coming out and no one can agree to their terms.
Yeah, that's pretty fair actually. I mean, even not just Disney, like you see like Netflix are apparently quite bad at this.
Yeah.
Which Warner Brothers like in the mix of this? Warner Brothers were able to like do like Barbie and like really be happy about Barbie.
I don't know.
I've not actually heard if they're like no wait, is Warner Brothers Zaslav?
Aye.
Oh well, fuck, they're fucked then. Zaslav's like the Omega Hitler of like the movie world now. He's like a super villain. He's literally like him and well the surprise reveal that like Bob Iger was nice the first time. Then he went away and we got the worst Bob and he came back and it was like the bad guy from Megamind.
Ooh.
Where he's like, oh, you freed us, Bob Iger from Bob Chapek. It's like, oh, I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management. And Bob Iger was like, see, this time I'm just going to do it badly now.
Let's go.
And I'm going to say that strikers are idiots and I hate them. And I'm going to underpay everyone. And I'm going to say that Marvel's bad and Star Wars is bad. And I was right all along. Give me all of your money forever. Do you know what's great? AI.
AI.
And I'm like, do you know what?
2 words.
Bob Iger's been replaced by a Skrull.
He could be. He could be AI. You don't know.
The difference between, like, it's literally like, well, now he's just a mustache twirling villain, so he's clearly just a Skrull now.
Yeah. Bro, aliens are real. It could be true. They could be shapeshifting aliens.
Aliens are real.
The US are talking about it.
See,
all I'm saying.
I'd happily take Skrulls if they weren't trying to do a secret invasion. And I'd ask them, I'm like, did you read Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we consumed all your Earth culture. And I'm like,
We
don't
know about
do
it
that.
all.
Well, no,
Aye.
do the comic Secret Invasion. Did you
Yeah.
watch Secret Invasion? Oh, no, absolutely not. It was shite.
Get in.
Yeah, you got it there. Come on, you're right,
Sit next to me.
Oh.
My God.
So, yeah, I mean, like, that was, in my head, that was the first thing that's like, you know, now I'm a bit uncertain about the MCU.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, where is this going? What was the point?
I don't know. In the end, it doesn't really say where it's going, and I don't think it will have a point in the grander scheme of things.
Because it's a matter of stakes a wee bit as well. Like, Moon Knight had, like, stakes technically, but it was, like, central to Moon Knight.
Yeah.
like all the Egyptian shit, and like Moon Knight can stop that.
Uh-huh.
This is like, you could say it's like, oh, it's like Moon Knight, it's like a side story. No, it's not. It's about characters going to be in other movies, we know, and it's about just like the actual state of the world. The fucking world
Yeah.
nearly had World War III in this Ponzi ass 6-episode shit show.
Yeah.
The US fucking president nearly got killed and lodged alien genocide.
Yeah.
The UK prime minister gets shot in the fucking street.
Yeah.
And otherworldly as well, you see the whole fucking montage, like other people, what the fuck? And then we're just going to have to go back to it and like, all right, well, Loki's fucking about in the TVA, that wacky Kang bastard.
Whoa.
And I'm like, this either has to be directly addressed, which I don't want to because I just don't want to remember it.
Yeah.
But if it's not directly addressed, it just feels even weirder. Or they skip it and it's like, well, I just don't know what the point is. Loki will do Kang stuff.
Mm.
The Marvels will do Bango stuff, and hopefully can finally either have that be given a resolution that gives me some sort of explanation, or they link it to the Kang stuff.
Yeah.
And I can just say, cool. Now
Cool.
we're sort of like, we can think about this now.
Mm.
I'm going to give them my last bit of faith, my last little crumb of like
Ooh.
object faith is that I just put it together a bit more.
Yeah.
Give me a movie, and then the post credits, you're like, oh shit, A, B, and C are all here, and this is how A, B, and C are connected.
Like, let me see
The flow is back.
a flicker of light at the end of the tunnel. I'm in the dark right now.
I'm
really dark.
the grey
Yep.
Chernobyl
Yes.
fighting CGI graphic.
Aye, like I just don't know, like, ooh, where am I going? Am I north or am I south? Am I walking in a straight line? Have I been here before?
Am I going to use Hulk's arm or Abomination's arm?
Exactly. To punch my way out. I need to see the road ahead, please. Just a bit of the road.
We're begging you, Marvel.
I'm like blindly making leaps of faith every time you release something. So please give me like at least a step that I can make and I can see the next one ahead of me. Something, please.
Oh God, yeah. I think that's if I'm like such a fanboy, I'll enjoy it, but I'm now at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm now going to be watching, being like, this is good fun, but what's the point?
What's the point?
I
You've done it to yourself because you've told us there is a point.
mm-hmm.
This is a saga, the multiverse saga. So I want it to all make sense and I want it to all be useful to that point. I just don't think it is yet.
I think we should give it our faith to Loki a little bit.
I want to.
Because it's about a Kang thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, right, that's Kang.
Like, that's
He's
shit.
like the main character.
Yeah.
Maybe they can like start to like give us even more to that. Give us just something more to that, and encourage us to be like, by the way, Kang's happening. Kang's a thing. Kang's popping
Listen,
up.
man, Loki was the first thing that like showed us like, oh, this is like where we're going.
It was, to be fair.
So,
Loki
like,
season 1 was like the biggest emphatic like.
Loki 2, I'm looking at you thinking, all right, you're the next step forward here.
How did we get it that Loki was the backbone of the cinematic universe?
Well, because he's like the only constant now from like the original guard, the old people that are there now still.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's like still enjoying it. It's weird that like he had all his character development in season 1 of Loki in 5 seconds because he died and had to come back.
I like they just watched a video of the events of that movie. He's like, that's my character now as well.
Like, I now know where I am. Cool.
I get it.
That's weird.
The idea of watching your character do it in the third person, just being like, right, I'm going to accept those messages as well.
Yeah. It's still weird for me, yeah. But I'll accept it because I still like Loki and I like the Loki we had before he died.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to just go along with it for the moment. But yeah, it's because he's like the old guard. Everyone loves him. No one has a bad thing to say about Tom Hiddleston's performances. And like the show actually was genuinely interesting and good, except the weird incest stuff where he was like kiss himself and stuff. I'm joking, that was fun, but like.
I think you did it worse there when you said, "Oh, but actually incest was fun."
I
was like, can you call it incest?
I don't know. It was weird. It was strange.
It's like you're
weird
my
self-love.
ultimate universe self. You are technically me from another dimension,
Yes.
but like you're a
Kinda hot.
fundamentally different person who's lived a different life and experience, and you're like
Man, the
biologically
ship of
different to
thesis.
me. The ship of thesis.
Man.
If you fuck another Loki from a universe and you're also Loki,
Are you fucking
is
yourself?
it the same Loki?
Oh.
Are you fucking yourself?
Whoa.
Bro, when's Vision back?
Who?
Vision.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Bro, Vision Quest? Say he's for
Bro.
White Vision, Vision Quest?
Sure.
Say he's for Wonder Man?
No. That's gonna be one that's like, oh, I don't need to watch that. But I will.
Probably.
But I
There's
don't
no
need
way
to watch
Wonder
that.
Man's gonna be like Moon Knight level. Like
what's that about, man? Oh.
I'm keen to see how it goes, but I'm just so confused about the fact that they're like,
how's Bob like that happen?
It's like that. Bro, Bob's off the fucking chain, bro. Bob thinks fucking Marvel's shite.
I mean, he's letting Wonder Man happen. Somebody's doing something.
Apparently, Hollywood people love Hollywood.
On Wonder
like,
Man just is that.
When you make something about Hollywood, so like, Wonder Man's about like a famous actor in Hollywood. Apparently, Hollywood people just love that. So like, maybe Bob Iger's like, oh fuck yeah, let's talk about Hollywood. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'll push through like a fucking Wonder Man show, I guess.
Fairs.
Oof.
Boss on Wonder Man.
Bus on Wonder Man. Was that us then?
I think that might be kind of all we have to say, people.
Yeah. I didn't even think this is like a hate thing. I think we just had a nice little like fucking
Nah, I hate it.
shoot. Well, I mean, I hate it. No, I hate it. It was not very good.
Yeah.
Graham, was it better or worse than Thor: Love and Thunder?
Do you know? I actually think Thor's better.
Oh,
Like, no cap, right?
No cap.
Listen, no cap. Thor's better. The action's better. Fucking, it's shit, but it's still better. I think Thor's better. I would rather see an amount of time that this show's on. Roughly, what would it be, like 5 hours?
Yeah.
I'd watch Thor twice. I'd rather watch Thor twice.
That's.
Oh,
I can't agree with that.
that's a state. I'm putting it out there.
Episode 2 of this was better than Thor: Love and Thunder for me. And I think I can put up with some of the poopy stuff. The first 3 episodes for me were like still quite good and interesting in a lot of ways. They just had a lot of like what? But they still had like good scenes with good actors acting. Episode 2 was just a bunch like a scene after scene of like Olivia Colman acting her heart out. Fucking like Samuel Jackson, Ben Winston, did a bunch of acting. Kingsley Ben-Adir did a bunch of acting. It's just that the rest of it was shit, and by the end it meant nothing. When I think of Thor, I just think of being disappointed by every single scene.
Yeah.
The only good thing about Thor for me
Was that it ended?
was that it ended. It was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And even then, he wasn't as well utilised as he could have been.
Absolutely.
I compare it about the fact that, like, oh, Christian Bale's my Olivia Colman, but at least Olivia Colman was consistent and good and useful.
And had a good, kind of useful ending.
Pretty much, aye. Whereas Christian Bale sort of get flubbed a wee bit.
Had, like, an excellent villain. Wasted.
Excellent.
Killed.
Like, wasted. Just not a proper good version of Gore.
At all.
Christian Bale could have done it. He just
Easily.
didn't let him cook.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. I still think it's better than Thor. It's definitely like fucking like, what was it, D tier, F tier, the bottom of
Yeah.
our tier list, no matter what.
We still withhold judgment on Incredible Hulk.
That's true. We do
We
need to watch
still have
Incredible
not
Hulk.
seen it.
We need to watch before Captain America 4 because like everybody's back except Edward Norton.
Yeah, we actually do need to do that.
Who does Edward Norton play in the MCU now that he's not the Hulk?
There's definitely a space for him. He'd be a good Rick Jones, actually.
You think?
I actually think he would be.
That'd be insane.
Like, he could fuck with that, I think.
Just let him be A-bomb. I like that. Did you see apparently Matt Smith's now the big eye for Mr. Fantastic?
I like that more than Adam Driver.
I do as well.
I think, because I just think Adam Driver's better as Doom.
Yeah,
I
would
just think
agree
he's
with
better
that.
as a villain.
I would agree with that.
Like,
I
I
think
want him
it's,
to play a hero,
in
but I just
general,
think
I
he's better as
just
that.
can't buy Adam's Driver as like the sort of the duality of like Reed is like an upbeat, like spiffy, like happy guy,
Yeah.
and then the backhand of like Reed being a sort of a manipulative, egomaniacal bastard.
Aye.
Someone said that Matt Smith
Like,
could,
I think Driver could play that side,
yes,
but
Adam
and
Driver
he
would be a
probably
better.
could play the hero too.
I think
if-
Adam Driver could be a better maker than he could be Mr. Fantastic, if that makes
Aye,
sense.
yeah.
You say he could play the hero. I don't think he could play that hero though.
Nah. That sort of like, oh, boyish charm.
Yeah. Adam Driver's got quite a rugged self.
Yeah.
I can't see Adam Driver as like, I think of like classic Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think of like clean shaven, cowlick. We're the family and we're going to do wacky super science.
Yes.
And then like, oh, some of the comics deal with the fact that, by the way, he's got a fucking ego in him, does that, Reed Richards? Why is it it's always the scientists that are like the worst characters in Marvel. Reed Richards sucks ass. Fucking Hank Pym kind of sucks ass sometimes. Tony Stark sucks ass. Beast absolutely sucks ass.
Hank McCoy, kill him now.
Hank McCoy is literally like, put him in a box and put that box in a fucking blender.
Oh my God.
Did he get meat grinded at the Hellfire Gala?
Fucking probably, mate.
Get
I don't know.
Hank McCoy out.
Kill him now.
So no, I think Matt Smith could do that. I think Matt Smith could do both. Someone said like it's like House of the Dragon like versus
Yeah.
Doctor Who. You can see him do like a sort of. I mean, obviously Mr. Fantastic isn't Doctor Who,
Yeah.
but like he can play like a sort of a happier-go-lucky, like maybe more of a chipper character. But he can also do like the guy whose ego is his biggest weakness. The guy who's like get that hot. Someone said they could literally see Matt Smith go from Mr. Fantastic to the Maker as well.
Yeah, I like that casting. I'm big on that. I don't know why they went to like, we're just going to get stars for Fantastic Four and we're going to pay them the whole fucking budget. I don't know why they decided to do that.
We need to be careful because that's one last comment in Secret Invasion. This show apparently cost fucking bazillion dollars, like $200-300 billion. Sorry, 200-300 million. I'm pretty sure Oppenheimer didn't cost that much.
The problem is, like, that's for 6 episodes.
That's for 6 episodes. But like,
Aye.
what did the money go to?
The
CGI
CGI
fight wasn't that good.
That's what it cost, though, probably.
Is it just the casting? Samuel Jackson, does he really just cost that much?
It does command the premium, but, like, it wouldn't be that much.
Just don't pay that premium anymore then?
Yeah. Like, well, aye, the problem with TV shows is it's the 500 million budget is split over however many episodes it is.
That's fair.
which is harder to
Compared
judge
to
it.
Oppenheimer is a wee bit unfair, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's still like mental.
It's still stupid money, and like they shouldn't be paying that much for that because they should be trying to make a return on this.
Exactly,
They should
especially
be,
for what they came out with.
exactly. They should be budgeting it properly.
And I
That's
don't
a
want.
problem with the whole thing. Like, I don't think most of the movies should be as high there.
I don't think they need to be either. Very rarely these days do the movies prove that they really needed the budget they were given.
Yeah.
But then there's also a degree of like, is that just really like the Vision type stuff? Like Guardians 3 had a
Well,
big enough budget.
they need to match. The problem is, like, a lot of artists, you hear them in saying in interviews, the constriction is what makes it great. So, like, you talk to, I don't know, an actor that had worked on, like, I don't know if it's like Fincher or Tarantino. It's like the script's in. If you change a line, we're reshooting it.
Mhm.
We're doing a scene again. And there's like, that's brilliant for me because it just makes me find like a new meaning in every word that's there.
Mm-hmm.
So the constriction helps the art like form. And I think the directors probably need some of that.
I do too. I mean, even like if you think about even some of the more popular movies back then, fucking like the original Star Wars
Yeah.
was just like George Lucas and a bunch of guys fucking making paper plane ships and
Aye.
a fucking backlot. I mean, obviously it's a lot better than that, a lot more skilled, but they had to go so many things. If you actually look at the props,
Yeah.
you see that they're just like shit George Lucas pulled out of a fucking skip
Yeah.
and stapled together. And I'm not saying Star Wars was held together by like gluing that. I just mean like I'm trying not to be like they just don't make them like they used to, but they just don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, they just don't.
They just have
Aye.
a big bunch of CGI power and they just throw money at it. And I'm like, back then they were literally just having to
Yeah.
physically craft things and figure out how can we do this, not just
Aye.
we can throw a bunch of money to CG it.
Like, Evil Dead is made by like pure raw, like, I love films. I'm making a film and like I'm doing it come hell or high water somehow. Star Wars is like, this is my dream to do this. I'm just gonna like put shit in it and I'm gonna find a way to do it. Movies like that, all the horror movies of the 80s were just people like, oh, let's just make really gross shit. Let's just get Tom Savini in and he'll do all the cool like crazy monster effects and it'll look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what they were doing back then. And like everyone nowadays is like, you've got 20 million, I want 100.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a profit on this. There's no like, I want to do it for the love of it.
But then that's the thing, that's what I was going to say. That's why Guardians 3 stands to me. James Gunn does care.
Yeah.
James Gunn puts the work in.
Yeah.
He had the money, but then he put the money to good use.
Yeah.
And I'm not just trying to say like the too much budget isn't the issue and all filmmakers are like drying that. But yeah, like Secret Invasion doesn't feel like it was made by a person who cared.
Yeah.
It felt like they literally just took the check from Disney
Mm.
and delivered a product to fulfill the contract.
Yeah.
This guy, this fucking, I can't even remember his name, was just like, I fucking made it just because I wanted to, like, did what I wanted, I guess.
Aye,
and
yeah.
Don't really
okay.
care about what you guys think. James Gunn, I don't think would be caught dead saying that guy said about Secret
No,
Invasion.
no. James Gunn, like, there's a reason he decided to leave Marvel and go to another comic book property because he loves it and he wants to do something cool with it.
And now he's in a position where he could fucking do a lot of cool work.
Yeah.
I'm keen to follow that out. Yeah, cinema's dead.
Cinema's dead. Scorsese was right.
I think, yeah,
Can't believe
limit your budgets. Don't make Fantastic Four or like pay the money to get all the actors and then you
Yeah.
end up with a fucking shit ass script and a terrible movie.
Like, the
We need a good
Dreamcast,
Fantastic
the
Four movie.
Dreamcast I want is a lot of money probably, but like, if it doesn't work, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it's not a big director on it. It's just Matt Shackman, man who done WandaVision. Get him in.
No,
let him do
I
it,
think
let him
I
cook.
trust Shackman. Maybe we'll give them the credit. Well, I mean, I think they obviously want to find big names because they want to make a statement. I'll give
Yeah,
them that much. This
aye.
is like the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
We wanted them for a while. They're
I
coming
mean, the
back.
problem is, this is the Fantastic Four. Then we've got the X-Men. If we don't get a big cast for them,
Oh, fucking aye.
I mean, I understand them going not a big cast for them more than going for the if you a cast unknown for the Fantastic Four, I would be more confused if you
Because they are
cast
like just four main folk.
exactly.
The X-Men, there's a lot of X-Men. As long as you get like a good like
Aye.
couple,
Yeah,
like a
like-
good Wolverine.
Like
and
if
like
you
a good
miscast
Professor X.
Storm, we might have a problem. But if you miscast like fucking Cannonball, no, everyone's gonna be upset with you.
Exactly, aye, 100% that. And even then, like you could pull out some more unexpected people for certain. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's not impossible for everyone, but like for example, when people were like John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic, Emily Blunt, Sue Storm,
Aye,
that's because they look the part and they are good actors,
and it just made sense.
it all makes sense.
Yeah,
I remember when they cast Alexandra Shipp as Storm, and I didn't actually know who Alexandra Shipp was.
yeah,
And then I watched it, I'm like, she's a fucking great Storm.
Hmm.
I'm not saying they couldn't do that with Fantastic Four,
yeah,
but there's 4 people in Fantastic Four, and
Aye.
there'll be like 40 in X-Men.
aye,
So, like, I'm not, as long as they get a couple of solid wins, like our good Professor X,
Yeah.
especially, just fucking put Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. I don't care. He said himself he wants to do it.
Aye.
He was always like, I'm done with Logan because as far as I'm aware, this is it.
Yeah.
I think he literally then come and said, but see if they want me to
See
be
if
Logan.
Feige phones me,
If Feige phones me, I will be there, absolutely.
I will
of
be there
course.
no matter what.
So, like, just let him continue to be Wolverine. I don't give a fuck.
He's not going to be Wolverine. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that it's actually going to be Laura that comes in as, like, main Wolverine. I just think it makes sense. That's where she's positioned now, like, in the comics. Like, she
Pretty
is
much
Wolverine.
is the main Wolverine, aye.
It just makes sense if you've got old Hugh Jackman, who everyone loves anyway as Wolverine. Why not just have him mentor a new one that comes in and it's Laura? I just think that would make sense.
That would be cool if, like, if it was like the movie was like the Wolverine and it was like actually Laura was the main character. She was like the Wolverine.
Yeah.
X-23 becoming Wolverine.
Well,
and,
I just think that
Hugh
makes more
Jackman was
sense.
there as like the grizzled mentor, aye.
Yeah.
Old man Logan type.
Like, he loves that.
I
He's
think
always
he'd be keen on
doing
that.
that. He's always been like surrogate dad.
Still gets to be Wolverine. Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman. He still gets to run around with his claws.
Give him a cool fight at the end or something, you know. There you go.
I that would be pretty sound. That's interesting. It's really interesting about how they're going to cast the X-Men.
I mean, we're still... That's after Secret Wars now. What, are they even going to be in it?
If we get
Maybe.
that far.
Fox, the X-Men will be in it.
Apparently they're big dongers lying hard all over Deadpool 3.
Aye, they're all dead in that movie.
We'll see
Found
how that
dead.
goes. I'm excited for Deadpool 3. I hope
Me
this fucking
too.
strike ends.
I hope it's ends soon, aye. So we can get back to, like, news and shit.
So we get back to like making things and being happy and
I can see photos from Deadpool 3 again.
fucking knowing that maybe like the writers are actually getting paid a bit fairer now, you know what I mean?
Would be nice.
It would be fucking nice.
Unfortunately, the creators of all these comic characters won't be paid properly, but
Well, that's true.
at least the writers of the current
Well,
stuff will
say
be paid
we've still
properly.
got a couple of steps to go there.
Yeah.
Don't pay your writers, you get a Secret Invasion.
Aye, exactly.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on.
Oh, who's on the phone?
It's a Kree.
Oh, it's a fucking Kree again. What do they want now?
Peace Talks have fell through.
Oh,
my days.
shit. The Marvel's coming November.
Secret Invasion 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I think we've hit the nail.
I would just say all we need to say the way it could say.
And
I
I'm
don't
fine with
know.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to be toxic positivity. I'm happy to admit I didn't like this, and we were just able to say, hey, didn't really like that.
Not the one, aye.
And we do have a bit of malaise about like the state of the MCU. I still have that little bit like they might pull out one or two good ones. I'm sure Loki season 2 will be good.
They'll definitely put one or two good ones. That's just...
I think there's now
overall,
becoming a gap between
the quality
properties
releases.
of the MCU and the MCU itself. As you say, the
Yeah.
fluctuation in properties. That's actually a really good note to sort of end it on. A great summation I heard of it, even for people who like the MCU, is you have to admit, and we talked about this, there is a growing gulf in the quality of the properties.
Yeah.
That, like you said, it how there used to be like sometimes instead of a 9 you would get an 8
Yeah.
or even a 7 at a push.
Aye.
Now sometimes instead of a 9 you get a 6 or a 5
Yeah.
or a fucking 2 with Secret Invasion.
And then the next one will be a 9.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh god, I'm going up and down, and there's also no like flow.
Yeah.
So when you get no guaranteed like quality and no the plot's falling apart,
Yeah.
it does feel like the MCU starting to unravel a wee bit.
Yeah. Like,
And
I
that's-
didn't enjoy it, but at least it matters. The next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's none of that, yeah.
There's none of that, and that's why it's like while I'm not like sort of like the MCU is dead and like it's all over, I'm like starting to mentally now parse like there's just the quality of individual properties, and then there's the quality of MCU, and I think the MCU is getting to be of a lower quality overall right now.
Yeah.
But I'm still taking the individual wins and like holding on to them
When we
tight.
can get them, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I also, you know, it's still good to just see like again, I know I've talked about Moon Knight a lot in this because I think Moon Knight, we really underappreciated that motherfucking show,
We really just, like, saw it and it came and it went.
and you know I feel like we should have been
You
more
feel like
happy
you,
for
you
that.
need Moon Knight more.
We need more like Moon Knight.
Damn.
Moon Knight was like that great little beacon of just quality, and it was like just a good show with an interesting story. I'm just hold on to that and be like, man, fucking Moon Knight was great, and I don't need to worry about like Secret Invasion setting up fucking nightmarish plots
Aye.
for movies where they'll never be relevant.
Exactly. We can just, like, we enjoyed Moon Knight. And that was it. That's all we had today. Peace out now.
Fucking Europe was great. Moon Knight,
Like, he's about now. He's just doing things out in London.
he's just fucking bottom.
Cab driving.
Fucking give him a second season, just pop Ramatut in there anyway. I don't even need Moon Knight to be in Kang Dynasty, but oh man, mind that Pharaoh fucker.
He's back. Watch
He
the
was
BT.
about
I mean, my God.
but you know, I think it's another one where we'll sort of wait with bated breath.
Yes, to see what happens next.
We'll touch base again after Loki.
Yeah, that's
after
the
the
next one.
Marvels. I mean, now that we're in the swing of the podcast, we'll probably give, because MCU is one of our biggest things, is comics and the shows and all that. We'll talk about that often. So we'll
Yeah.
return to this. I'm not saying we'll do like an annual like the MCU is dead and I'm upset. It's not gonna be like that spirograph of like it's over. We're so fucking back. It's over. We're so fucking back.
peaks and valleys of the
we're,
MCU.
we're
man.
in the, we're in the It's Over right now.
Yeah,
But see, after looking to it, we are so fucking
we
back.
are so fucking back.
I look forward to that, way.
Yes, it'll be fun, no doubt.
It'll be a good laugh at the movies. Don't watch Secret Invasion.
Don't, for your own sake, listen to this podcast. You'll get everything you need to get from it.
Watch Oppenheimer and Barbie and
Yes.
Blue Beetle.
And Blue Beetle coming out soon.
I'm sure Blue Beetle's going to be a laugh.
I have no doubt. Sholo, fantastic actor from Cobra Kai.
I'm excited.
Love
for
to
that,
see it.
I'm really keen on that.
Susan Sarandon. What?
Susan Sarandon's in Blue
I just
Beetle.
forget she's in that, and then I'm
I
like,
love
Susan
it.
Sarandon
She's
in a
the
movie.
villain in Blue Beetle.
I love that, man. Susan Sarandon's great.
I love that for her too. That's insane. That's insane.
Yes,
It's
we'll
Susan Sarandon.
definitely speak about that because it is, of course, the first DCU character. Not the first DCU movie, but the first DCU character. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about why that's annoying in the episode, no doubt.
100%. Okay, well, thanks for sticking with us, folks.
Yes, thanks for another one.
Thanks for a good chat, Graham.
Thank you, Ewan.
And,
Pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And we'll see you in the future.
See you in the next one, guys.
Good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Scenes is a fan-created podcast. We have no affiliation with any of the brand studios or properties mentioned. All views are our own.
Produced and edited by my partner, Rebecca.
Music is provided by Epidemic Sound, and the cover artwork was commissioned by Rhiannon Cago on Twitter or Instagram. Oh, bring.
Who's that?
So Skrulls.
Oh, what?
The Secret Invasion.
Oh my god!